Hello everyone, Wiisonic the Jug Gamer here with Unova's champion.
Strawb.
And I am not looking forward to this, but Straw's looking at it even less.
I was looking forward to this in the sense that I want to talk about my favorite generation. I'm now not knowing that I'm only going to get to talk about like half of this game at best.
Probably gonna be more like a quarter.
Seriously, it's getting infuriating because there's so much to talk about all of these games and she just refuses to actually play games.
Honestly, good choice of Bishop though.
True.
Bishop.
Yeah, I guess I should. Well, I'll do the analysis of the team in a moment. Let's first say, what are our experiences with these games?
I've never played Black and White. All I've seen of it are YouTube videos.
Have you played Black and White 2?
No, I've not touched a single Gen 5 game.
Good lord. Okay.
I'm looking forward to it. This is why I asked you to make my team for Gen 5.
True. Yeah, anyways. So, this was my second Pokemon game, and I guess third would be Black and White. Sorry, Black 2 in particular. I was Black, not... Oh god. Oh.
Rephrase!
I was stuck with Pokemon Black and Black 2, not by choice. I don't know if I even chose the ones in particular. It's honest, it's like deep in my childhood at this rate. I do like Reshiram though. I just, as a kid, was always wishing I could have White Forest because that's where you catch the Pokemon, and the Pokemon are the cool part, and the battle is like just okay.
Honestly, if I ever do a stream, I probably would do White version. Although I will be playing Black in my spare time.
Yeah. That said, Reshiram has my favorite Pokemon cry out of any of the box legendaries. It's not even a competition.
But that's enough about our personal experience. Let's find out Lily's.
Oh, here we go. Generation 5 is the definition of controversial. To some people, it's where Pokemon peaked with imaginative designs, a beautiful region, and a story that took Pokemon in a deeper and more mature direction than ever before. To others, it's the worst generation to ever exist with mediocre Pokemon, forced linearity, and a mediocre story with pretensions toward being something deep while having all the emotional maturity of a conservative Twitter ghoul. Full bias up front, I am very much in the latter category, so if you want to look down at the chapters and skip ahead to Generation 6, no one would blame you.
Unfortunately, we can't!
You. Fuck you. Saying openly in your YouTube video, hey, if you want to skip this part because I think it just sucks, frankly, you have all power to not watch my video. Like, that's so detrimental of your video, of the content you're covering. That is so utterly unhealthy.
Seriously. It's like, we're here to find out your experience of it. For us, it's for our own twisted amusement and suffering, because we like pain, apparently. And also video content. But it's like, one, look at the beautiful intro that we have with Guess It's Holding the Crown. Like, honestly, I don't even know if I've seen that art style anywhere else. Not to mention, we have a whole Dex revamp. This was the most Pokemon introduced since Gen 1.
Actually, can I speak on that as a
yes?
Can you allow me this tangent because this matters deeply?
Actually,
one of the controversial.
I think she'll go into the Pokemon one, but go for it.
I don't trust her. I do not trust her with that. Anyways,
I believe this is the case. Remember, I've seen the video before. If I recall, she does get into it.
Well, I want to yap anyways.
Yeah, just go for it. We'll just go and move it back here.
One of the most controversial points was how they handled the Pokemon decks in Black and White particularly. Black and White 2 changed this, but that's probably because they got complaints. The thing is, this dex contains only Unovan Pokemon, and this seems like a bad thing, wouldn't it? Seems like it would kind of suck. Until you remember, this is Game Freak, who from Gen 6 onward couldn't stop sucking Generation 1 dick. Like, terribly obsessed.
Hell, they were sucking Gen 1 dick beforehand.
Over Charizard, over Pikachu, and just in the generation in general, they couldn't get enough. But in this generation, they it actually started right here, but in such a healthier way than obsessing over an old generation. What they obsessed over was the experience of being stuck with only new Pokemon. No rehashing to work with, no previous generations whatsoever. You are stuck with the new ones, and you should craft a team out of this exciting new roster. That is beautiful. That's one of the charms of Generation 1. That matters.
Oh, so this is the first
I
gen.
don't know how else to word it. The point is, like, this is one of the most beautiful choices, even if the dex is kind of controversial. That's only because some of the Pokemon are unimportant. But really, if you went back to Generation 1, you'd find that half the Generation 1 dex is also unimportant. But people don't seem to want to talk about that.
In every dex is going to be unimportant Pokemon, quote unquote. The only reason why I say that is because Pokemon will always... Every Pokemon is someone's favorite. Whether it's for a silly reason, for a good reason, for a very personal reason. Every Pokemon is someone's favorite. Which is why I kind of don't like the term useless. Or forgettable.
Yeah.
But no, this is technically the first time you can't go to the Kanto region. In every gen you could. Gen 1, Kanto. Gen 2, Johto had Kanto as ability. Gen 3, Gen 1 remakes. Gen 4, Gen 2 remakes. This is the first time. Like, Gen 5 is literally the only time they did not suck Gen 1 dick, as you put it.
And they couldn't withstand it and immediately got to obsessing over it. Like, Gen 1 is the best generation that ever existed.
I love Gen 1, and even I can agree this is fucking ridiculous.
I don't dislike Gen 1. Game Freak is making me dislike Generation 1 because of how obsessive they are over it.
Also, I still say Charizard should not have gotten 2 Mega Stones. Fuck them in particular for that one.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, we can't be giving Pokemon special treatment like that. That is a bad precedent, and yet they keep doing it for Charizard and Pikachu! This is a rant for another time. This is a rant for another time. We can make a whole video on this alone.
Yeah, sorry.
First things first, they removed the options from the main menu. The main menu and the start menu had the same options where you could change the battle style, the text speed, what have you. But for whatever reason, it's not here, meaning that you can't change the text speed to fast from the get-go. I don't understand why they did this except to purposefully annoy me. What next, Game Freak? You're gonna remove set mode? So I phase into existence.
What? No, hold. Okay, yes, the opening cutscene of the professor is going to be slow, but like the moment you can move your character, you can open the menu, go to settings, and set it to fast. That's how I do it. I didn't know you could mess with the settings outside of the in-game.
Honestly, I feel like if I recall, they have stopped doing the options menu before the game starts. If I recall, I don't know. I barely paid attention. But it's not that big of a deal. Like, it's an annoyance, sure, wow. But is it really worth getting nitpicky over? Like, this is the type of complaint I would have skipped over, or just like do a throwaway line of, not pay a whole attention to it.
Yeah.
Into my bedroom where Charon is standing beside me. Why'd I black out? Charon, why are you here?
I mean, you're more so white out, and two, don't be fucking creepy. You are both he's a teenager. You're an adult.
Yeah.
What have you done?
Anyways, you got a present!
Sorry.
Why'd I black out? Charon, why are you here? What have you done? He says he's heard from Professor Juniper that we can have a Pokemon. Oh, really, Charon? I'm not sure my tiny brain could have figured that one out. You know, what with the wrapped gift on the table. I mean, it could have been anything. Bianca...
Yeah, it could have been anything, you dumb fuck!
It could have been a new hat.
Because, like, here's the thing. The intros with the professors, are those even, actually happen?
Only sometimes. Like, in Oras, it's diegetic, but that seems to be it.
OS and Alola.
Oh yes, Alola too, I forgot.
But besides that though, like, I believe like every other professors is like, hey, yeah, you're new to this world, right? Here's the quick rundown. We have Pokemon. Also, are you a boy or a girl? I can't tell.
I forget how the boy or girl question goes down in Sword and Shield, but I do know that the opening, this is the world of Pokemon, does happen diegetically. It's a opening presentation before the competition.
Okay. But yeah, no, it's like, it's still a present though. It's like, it could be just a cake.
Yeah.
Guys, when we get Pick our
Betty.
Pokemon between a Snivy, a Tepig, and a Ralts. Well, goodness, how on earth did that get there?
Couldn't even keep it away for one fucking gen.
Yeah, I mean, she already established that she's gonna do this for every generation after, but it's still scummy. And wait a minute.
It also hurts
She's
more in this
deleted-
one, because the point of this gen is trying out a whole new set of Pokemon that you never had before. It's supposed to...
Oh, yeah.
Here's the thing, for like the pros, this forces them to adapt. Because they can't just pick out their original solid hitters. They have to go out, discover, and find new ones. Because I'm the type of person that has a rule of all new Pokemon that I haven't used before, aiming for the new gen but doesn't have to be, and only one repeat Pokemon. So Pokemon I've used before. That's how I do my runs.
Yeah, like, also, it technically ruins the fact that the two trainers, which we now have two rivals, are supposed to pick both the Pokemon that's weak to you and the Pokemon that is strong to you. And there's a whole narrative going on there. Now you've bypassed that entirely.
Yep. You ruined that. You ruined what was supposed to be that representation. It will also happen in Gen 6, because this idea gets repeated. And I'll be honest, I actually do kind of like how that one ends, but still.
Yeah. Ooh. Anyways, the worst thing of all, like the absolute worst thing of all, she overwrote my favorite Pokemon ever!
Also, she can't win. Valse does not know any type of attack moves.
Yeah, like, man, I love shooting myself in the foot with the shoot yourself in the foot gun. The shoot yourself in the foot gun comes highly rated from people without a brain.
Ugh.
So I'd better take it. Then Sharon and Bianca take the other two starters and are determined to have a battle indoors. I don't know, Bianca, this seems dangerous. Oh, see, I told you. Look what you done to my room. And then they just run off. Excuse me, I'm not cleaning this up. Get back here.
You fight Sharon too, and that gets completely glossed over for this joke. You know,
Yep.
the one that has the advantage
Which
against
also
your team.
means she lost twice.
Yep.
Here. Oh, I hate these two. My mother gives me my watch phone.
Fuck you.
What?
She said, "Oh, I hate these two." Fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you.
Like, I'm gonna have to get into it later, because we're not that far into it. But it's probably gonna be another Wally situation.
Because this was a simpler time when stuff like that existed. And then I go outside and a flock of P-Dub fly away. Hope you like that effect. It's literally never appearing again. Whatever, I'm going for an agonizingly slow walk out. Oh, there will be no escape from this torment. You know, I was on the fence about whether Sinnoh were...
But
No, like, sorry, like, yeah, no, the effect does not appear again, but it's a demonstration of what they're capable of doing and will do so in other ways later.
yeah, but it would be nice to have the effect back.
Oh, it would be nice to have that effect of other parts of the game. Don't get me wrong. It's just like, it's hey, look what we can do.
And we're
We just
going
did
to,
something pretty crazy for a Pokemon game.
and we're gonna see something crazy like that later down the line. If I remember the gyms correctly, I might be mixing the sequels. Again, my knowledge is all secondhand.
Fair enough. We'll see if it comes up.
You know, I was on the fence about whether Sinnoh or Unova was the worst games. I'm not on the fence so much anymore. Sheridan wants me to thank Professor Juniper before I leave, but when I go to Juniper's, he tells me to go get Bianca. Make up your mind, dude. I find Bianca in her house being told by her father that she can't go on an adventure with Pokemon, which is an apt metaphor for how the game treats you. We go thank Juniper, she
Fuck you! That has nothing to do with the player!
Yeah, well...
It's not...
explains the Pokedex and then gives it to us and asks us to meet her at Accumula Town. Lily, it's this way! Oh, thanks, Bianca. I wasn't sure, given it's the only way out of the town. Let's take our first steps onto Route 1 together. 1, 2... I'm so glad we shared in this unforgettable experience together. Juniper forces us to...
You're trying to be friends!
You are literally friends with these people! It's like... Here's the thing. Does it seem pointless? Yes, but that's because Lily doesn't give a fuck about who is supposed to be their friends. Honestly, I'm not even sure she actually has friends. I think she just has victims. This is a joke. I'm not actually saying that. But, like, it's supposed to be a heartwarming thing. You're all 3 friends starting your journey together. Something we technically haven't seen yet. Because, like, Blue runs ahead of you. Silver was already to the next town by the time you return to the professor. May or Brandon, whoever the hell, well, they essentially start the journey with you, but it's another Blue situation where they run ahead. Barry won't sit still. This is the first time you actually start a journey together.
Sorry, to actually with Brendan, he's working with the professor, so he's given assignments, which is why he usually runs ahead of you. He's doing an entirely different job than, getting gym badges.
I know. I'm just saying, though, it's like, he's there when you get your Pokedex, and he runs off before you sit out of it. This is the first time you and your rivals are actually leaving the town at the same time. Is also what I mean. And then we get that again in X and Y. Again, they're trying to do neat things with these characters, and people just resist it.
To listen to a lesson on catching Pokemon, and then Sharon and Bianca challenged me to a Pokemon catching contest, a contest I completely ignored. Upon arriving in Accumula Town,
fuck you!
You don't even have to ignore it to, like, look, I'm someone who does ultimately play Nuzlocke and such, which limit how you get teams. I've done normal types where you don't really need to catch other Pokemon, but in general gameplay, you can catch junk Pokemon without any harm, like any skin off your back. And it's just charming because, again, you're trying to complete your Pokedex, you're trying to do better than them. It's friend-building stuff. It's immersive, frankly.
Not to mention, this is you can get Lillipup at Route 1. You can get Lillipup right there.
Oh.
You know what Lillipup has? Lillipup can evolve into a pretty good Pokemon, but it also can learn Pickup, which is the main reason why I will just grab 5. Well, I would grab 5 of them. 5 pickups at the very beginning. Like, I did not do it in Black and White because obviously I've never played Black and White yet. But technically not true. I started a run with the Team Strawb suggested to me, but again, it's been kind of off and on that one. I have not gotten to the first gym. But still, it's like, I would grab 5 Lillipups, all with Pickup, just because Pickup is that powerful. Pickup is such a good ability, because you'll just get free shit.
And that is ironically the least about Lillipup. Lillipup is also Stab Normal, which, by the way, this generation boosted Tackle from 35 base power to 50.
Damn!
250! That's 10 higher than even Scratch and Pound, by the way. And that's 75 base power with Stab. That's pretty good. We're eating pretty good now. On top of that, the real reason you want Lillipup is the moment it evolves into Herdier and you do not have Sand Rush, I believe. So yeah, your pickup Lillipup becomes an Intimidate, Herdier, and Stoutland, which is great for early game because there's a lot of physical focus.
And I'll say this, I probably would keep it as a Lillipup because 1, cute dog, and 2, I would just prefer the pickup. I'm probably not going to be using it on my team, but...
Do as you will. I was just saying, it's like, I honestly consider the Intimidate strategy more useful in my mind, like, to the point that pickup is the lesser of the 2 great things.
Yeah, but at the same time, though, I feel like that's because we're viewing it differently. Because you're viewing it like, if I had to choose, I would want Intimidate to help me with battles. And I'm going as like, I'm still filling out my team. I honestly can handle it with my main ones right now. I just want Lillipup just so I could get free shit. Like, being able to pick up a Nugget or a Revive, especially at a time you need it, those are amazing. Like, so if you guys haven't checked out what pickup can grant you, fucking do. It is amazing. I am not kidding. The list is actually ridiculous.
It really is.
Anyways.
Professor Juniper decided it was imperative to give me a full guided tour of the Pokemon Center. Not just that, but the shop and the PC as well. Bianca even asks about someone's PC. You know, the thing nobody ever needed explaining to them. Once I'm free of Juniper's incessant nagging, Sharon...
Okay, it's because she's wondering who the fuck someone is. She knows someone is somebody, but who's that buddy? We didn't know it was Bill. We didn't, and then we learned it was Bill again in Gen 2. Then I forget who the fuck it was in Gen 3, because, yeah, it's not that consequential. But it keeps changing because the box system isn't universal. It gets sent to different people. Yeah. And that's also the reason why you needed the Ruby and Sapphire to trade from Fire Red and Leaf Green to Sapphire and Ruby. Because those two systems are not compatible before that point. Fuck you!
Demands I see the rally for the local KKK. Oh wait, no, it's just an animal rights group. Team Plasma is arguing that the use of Pokemon for human convenience.
Mild complaint, but calling these guys KKK, like, no, just say what they are, and it's gonna be less icky feeling. They're PETA. They are not.
There was legit no reason to say KKK because it's not even a racism thing. Like, if it was racism, then yeah, sure, the KKK thing. Still disgusting, but at least it fits. No, you said, wait, no, they're just animal rights activists. So they're PETA. They're just PETA.
Yes. If you haven't seen the plot, these guys are posing as PETA.
Hold on. That's spoilery. Let's hold off on that for now.
Alright.
Like, don't forget, we still have to follow somewhat the story conventions of it. We can't just spoil everything right at the beginning.
Yeah. Okay. But if basically this whole introduction is, hi, we're PETA and we don't believe in the abuse of Pokemon. By the way, any use of Pokemon is the abuse of Pokemon. Like how PETA says any owning of pets is the abuse of pets.
Yeah, owning Pokemon is abusing Pokemon. That's essentially what this scene is. And then you meet N.
Sport and exploitative capitalism is a form of abuse, invoking the long-standing joke that Pokemon is a game about dogfighting. So this game makes that joke its central plot point. Finally, Pokemon is going to have a serious examination of itself and the implications of its own aging premise. I don't like the sound of that cough you just made, Game Freak. After Gets' speech, we're approached by some prick in green hair who claims that he has a special ability to listen to Pokemon speaking that I apparently don't have.
This lady is crazy.
Then he wants to fight, and after I beat him, he rants about how Pokemon being confined to Pokeballs makes them not free. Is this why walking Pokemon were scrapped? Stepping onto Route 2.
Yeah, it's more, they probably just didn't have the time for that anymore.
Yep.
It's like, don't get me wrong, I love walking Pokemon, but it is somewhat of a big ask. Probably not now since they just reuse models, so it's not that big of a deal. But like back then, they had to work out the sprite sheets. They have to make one for each one, facing up, down, left, right, then walking in said directions, and then a bunch of testing to make sure there's no like weird collision. Because like that's the thing, just adding a function like that takes away from adding other shit. And it's just the unfortunate of fucking capitalist game design.
Yep. Thanks, Pokemon Company.
Don't blame Pokemon Company, blame Nintendo. Oh no, yeah, blame Pokemon Company. I always forget, Pokemon Company is not Game Freak. I keep mixing that in my head.
Pokemon Company is the evil corporate capitalist thing that holds the chain of Game Freak and constantly yanks it, asking for games yearly instead of letting them develop naturally.
Yep, and that's why this is probably the... Okay, I can't say that. Sun and Moon was not that bad. But this is when it felt like targeted to... Like, this is the last time it kind of felt it was serious, I guess.
Yeah, this is one of the last games where they had a legitimate passion with their work. We'll get to the rest of this dialogue later with Generation 6.
And 7, and 8, and 9.
Well, yeah, but it begins with 6.
I get a call from my mother, who announces she's right behind me to give me the running shoes. Well, it's about time, Mom. I've been walking at the speed of smell for the last hour. Also, a Nazi cult leader wanted to fight me. As I make it to the end of...
And the non-Nazis are PETA! Like, I'm sorry, I know this is supposed to be a joke, and it fucking seems like we're just arguing for no reason. But no, Lily is the type of person that would see someone as a fucking Nazi and then just proclaim that to the ends of the earth. That happened with Rebecca Sugar. Due to the diamonds. Even though diamonds weren't Nazis, they were colonists! There's a difference!
beyond that, it's just disgusting to bring up these very dark points of history as throwaway gags when they are not even beginning to be relevant. If they were relevant, you might have a bit of an excuse, but they're not. So you're just bringing up very uncomfortable points of history for no good reason.
And that's not how you do dark humor. Dark humor is supposed to obviously touch these dark topics in a humorous way. This doesn't. It's just bringing up dark topics because you want to be edgy and cool. Lily, you're not edgy, nor have you ever been cool.
We cannot see all of you.
Anka runs up and wants to fight. Lady, we just fought. Do you not know how this goes? You're supposed to wait at least a couple of towns before you challenge me again. So the gym in Striaton City is blocked off. Gym leader is at the school, apparently. I didn't find...
I'm gonna be honest, if Strawb and I were in the Pokemon world, we probably would fight each other every time we see each other.
You want to have a cheeky Pokemon battle, Bluff?
Oh, goddammit, not again, fine! We have to keep fighting because we keep like exchanging wins, so it's like, no, I have to get the lead. I have to be 2 points ahead. Like that's the ultimate goal, so we just constantly fight.
Yeah.
Find him there, but I did find Charon who wanted to fight. Naturally, I refused and left to head back to the gym. Still blocked. I went back and battled Charon to see if that would work, and lo and behold, it did. Why even give me the choice? I chose the grass leader, and when his Lillipup started spamming workup, I just spammed double team.
Okay, so quick reason why is because Charon is supposed to be the battle for. So Charon and Bianca play two different rivalries in this. Charon is supposed to be your battle rival, while Bianca is kind of finding her own way. But yeah. As you might guess, due to her more kind-hearted nature, she's more of like Pokemon studying, I guess you could say.
She's just here to explore the Pokemon world.
Yep, because she's trying to find out what she wants to do with her life right now, if I recall. But no, Charon is supposed to be your battle rival, which is why you find him in the school, because he's trying to learn how to be better. And that's why you have to fight him, because he got some new knowledge, and he wants to apply that.
Yep.
So that when he tried to one-shot me with Bite, Rolf was able to just circle around him, ditto his Pansage. After leaving, I'm immediately approached by a strange woman who wants me to find her some dream dust for an experiment involving collecting save files, and that's definitely what she wants it for. It's not for snorting. She is a completely normal scientist. It's not for snorting. Wait, is that a bed hooked up to a machine? What do you intend to do with this? I feel very unsafe. In the dream yard,
Can't you fuck off with these jokes? Like,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
sorry.
Stop being a creep.
But
Stop being a creep.
After 2 hours of this, it's just draining. And we've been taking breaks, but every time she mentions it, we just get thrown back.
I find a Muna, who is immediately beset by Team Plasma members who start kicking her and confessing that setting Pokemon free means there's nobody to stop them from using Pokemon to take over the world. Wow, way to give up the ghost in the first act, dude. Guess this is gonna kill you. After crushing them, the Muna's mommy comes by to get her baby and gives me some dream dust. I take it back.
Okay, yeah. Do you want to talk about this now or wait until later when it becomes a bit more relevant?
I guess really all I can say is like, I don't know. What did you want him to do? Wait a couple chapters before the reveal? What? They're not who they say they are. Is this a big thing? Not
Some
exactly.
are. Some are. Some aren't.
Yeah, and the grunts definitely aren't. Some of them are pretty much in on the actual secret plan, which is just rule the world.
Yep, although I will agree they probably should have given up the ghosts that easily, but yeah.
But there are also grunts who, okay, the rest of the scene, if she bothers to cover it, is that they get that the Masharno scares them off by summoning their boss. They are lazy, uninterested workers who are willing to let things slip because they honestly don't care.
Yeah.
Back to Fennel, and she gives me a sea gear for multiplayer. Thanks, Fennel, this is completely worthless. Despite my attempts to break free from the shackles of a stalker, Charon man.
Not if you mod it, although she already said she's emulating, so fair enough. But no, if you have a DS and you mod it, yeah, no, you could actually, I think it's called Pretendo. That might only be for the 3DS. But no, there is like online, some online preservations that's in an attempt to keep this type of stuff going. It's honestly pretty interesting, and just another example of when things get abandoned by corporations, it's the fans that will pick it back up.
Yep. Stop killing games.
Just to corner me on the road for yet another battle. How many of these do you want? But then Bianca runs up with a little girl whose Pokemon was stolen by some muggers. Team Plasma's hiding in the cave and wants our Pokemon as well, but we defeat them.
How could we lose when we have right on our side?
Oh no, it's one of those stories, isn't it?
It's time we show the Fire Nation that we believe in our beliefs as much as they believe in theirs.
Here's the thing.
That's irrelevant to this one.
Team Plasma's grunts are kind of completely fucking stupid, so half of them give up the ghost about the fact that Plasma isn't really an animal rights group, but the other half are still yammering on about Pokemon liberation, and if you're savvy to this stuff, you're kind of just waiting for the pretense to be dropped. I'm trying not to get too into my critique of the story too early on, but suffice to say, whatever story you think this is, it isn't. When I make it to Nakreen City, Charon insists on walking me to the Pokemon Center. Hey, if anyone's played this game with a male character, is he still like that? You know, just for my own peace of mind, let me know. Side note, I'm hating the 3D overworld. It's an ocean of jaggy alias hell that just looks ugly. Character sprites pixelate like crazy if you're someone just ocean of jaggy alias hell that just looks ugly. Character sprites pixelate like crazy if you're someone just 5 steps away from another character. It is butt fucking hideous. This should have never gone 3D like this. They should have stuck with the pixel art and it would have looked absolutely gorgeous. This entire time I've been playing the DS games on Melon DS with the intention of looking as accurate as possible, but I can't handle the warping and jagginess and whatnot of Gen 5 any longer, so I'm gonna switch to the OpenGL renderer from this point onward with the intention that this is the game's natural look on a DS, and it's fucking hideous. The DS barely handles 3D, especially when we're talking about Game Freak's programming here. So, with that said...
Okay. I disagree.
Honestly, I found it kind of charming.
I disagree. Honestly, I do think the 3D use in this one is some of the best on the DS. Then again, I haven't played too many DS games.
The aliasing things you talked about is technically an issue, but not so much that it ever really bugged me. It's kind of like why we get nostalgic over other types of retro type of art style. Yeah, it's flawed. It's not really pretty looking in the high fidelity sense, but it's charming. It's funny watching somebody become slightly bit wider because you moved in a funny way. Or losing the details in their eyes, you know.
Honestly, sometimes losing the details of the eyes works because it makes them more menacing. Like we saw that with the grunts back then in the cave.
True.
And hell, look at these guys. These guys just look silly.
Yeah.
At the top,
I love the big eyes on the girl on the bottom left.
She looks like she has her mouth open in horror. She looks like that fucking horror emoji.
Big anime eyes.
Also, one thing I would say that probably doesn't help is that you're probably playing it on a bigger screen than the DS was.
Yeah, actually.
That would also affect it.
I don't know the ins and outs of the DS versus the 3DS, but when I started playing Pokemon Black or Black 2 on the 3DS, it just was different somehow. Like, it felt like I could see the pixels more, and I don't know what the DS did differently, because I'm not so technical about hardware, but all the same, I could feel the difference. It's, oh gosh, it's like that Tumblr post where they're saying old TVs were built for the old pixel styles of the RPGs like Super Mario RPG.
CRT TVs.
Yeah.
The games back then were made with the CRTV in mind, so the CRTV enhanced those features.
Yes, the DS is not a CRT, but I think a similar situation is happening where the upgraded hardware of a newer gen console ironically lessens the fidelity of a lower gen game.
And this is another reason why preservation is fucking important!
Yeah.
Oh, that's so much better. So with
It actually looks worse!
We go back?
So, with that said...
You go from this to that.
That, I mean, yeah, it makes the sprites look like sprites. That's about, oh wait, I just saw the smoothness of the 3D stuff. Oh no.
Look at this! This is what it looks like! And then this one, like, I guess the
I don't
PC
like the
looks
smoothness.
better, but...
I don't like the smoothness of the desk at all.
No, the smoothness of the desk looks weird.
So yes, it's nicer to look at the 2D sprites being properly rendered, but the 3D stuff has gotten abysmal now.
I don't know if I like this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so much better.
Oh, something I realized, by the way. Sorry. I know we'll get off topic, but, look at the... I forget what that Pokemon's called.
Minchino?
Minchino.
Or something like...
I'm making a dance.
It's Minchino's kind of hard to pronounce. I'll check it again.
Oh, that's so much better.
Minchino.
So
Okay, let me just get the accent going.
Yeah, Minchino.
Minchino.
in Green City, we're given only one real task, and that's to go after the gym. So I head to the gym to...
Hi there.
Oh, fuck no. I want to see things no one can see. Are you on drugs? Do you want to be on drugs? The ideals of Pokemon inside Pokeballs. The truth of how trainers should be. And a future where Pokemon have become perfect. That was 2 generations ago. It's all downhill from here. Right now, my friends aren't strong enough to save all Pokemon. Maybe I can't solve the equation that will change the world, so I need power. Power enough to make anyone agree with me. And then he leaves, declaring he needs a legendary Pokemon to give him power.
Guy's a broken record.
Random Kingdom Hearts reference, but also, fuck your portrayal of Anne. That is so inaccurate. It's actually hurtful.
Legitimately, just a better voiceover would have completely changed the vibe of that dialogue.
Also, she didn't, no, because here's the thing. Fun fact about N will always be set to fast no matter what your text speed is. And if you set it to fast, he goes faster than fast. N is the fastest faster to ever fast. So,
That's crazy.
So no, the dialogue would not be like slow and chronicle like that. It would be more like, right now my friends aren't strong enough to save all the
Strong
Pokemon.
enough to save all Pokemon. Maybe
I can't save the maybe I can't solve the equation that will change the world.
can't solve the equation that will change the world, so I need
power. Power enough to make anyone agree with me. Because, you know, he has been raised in... Okay, I can't go into that yet, but no. Like, he is a very fast speaker. He would be blasting through this. He's not slow. He is
Power
fast.
enough to make anyone
So need power.
agree
Power
with
enough to make
me.
anyone
And
agree
then
with
he
me.
leaves,
Now I know what I
declaring he needs a
need. What power I
legendary
need.
Pokemon to give
Exact
him
power.
power.
Guy's a broken record.
Anyway, after that, I went into the gym, got shown a Dragonite skeleton, wow, that was dark, and was led back into the library to do battle with the gym leader, an archaeologist named Lenora. I pulled the same trick on her that I did in the last gym, spamming double team until I was unhittable, but then her Watchog got out a cheeky little retaliate, but then my Herdier was able to get the last hit. We're all good, we're fine. Lenora said,
Good. Fuck you for double teaming.
Also, I mean, if you did it early enough in the fight, sure, but like, if you did it too late and Warthog came out, you wouldn't have gotten enough double teams in time, and that would have just killed.
Yeah.
So yeah, double team can help. Also, something you're not supposed to have, by the way, because wouldn't you know, you're not supposed to have a Valse Ophilia at this point.
Also, retaliate for the second gym. That's kind of mean.
Oh, it was meant to be mean. It was meant to be very mean.
Retaliate.
Actually,
70 base power, 140 if you knocked out a Pokemon.
Can I actually, because she's definitely not going to talk about it, we need to talk about the gyms.
What, let's hold off on that so we get a bit further. Because she will mention something to the gyms. Like, is this an overall gym thing or a specific gym thing?
Every gym.
Let's hold off on a bit for that one then, because we've been pausing quite a bit.
All right.
she assumed right about me and that my fighting style was
Write
enchanting.
it down.
Well, thank you. You're very sweet, Doctor. But then, oh no! Team Plasma's stolen the Dragonite skull and we have to go after them. They went into Pinwheel Forest, but don't worry, Burr's here to help. By waiting at the end of the forest while I chase them through the dense brush, getting harassed by rangers. Thanks, Burr.
He's making sure they don't leave!
It's a bit of a paradox. On one hand, they're trying to make the story that you're not alone in this, because that's cool. That the gym leaders are now an active part of making sure the world stays right. But they can't rob gameplay from you, looking at you, Sword and Shield, so they expect you to be the one to do a lot of the dirty work. Even if they seem like they're not being important, they're trying to remain story important.
Oh,
it's not the best thing to do, but it's still story.
Oh, so the plan's not even that bad. He's going to make sure that they can't escape through Pinwheel Forest by blocking the exits. So therefore, you can't. So therefore, you could just go in whenever you want and just weed them out.
Yep.
Like that's the plan though. That's not even a bad plan. I would probably do the same plan because if they do get through they'll just lost in the world now. And also, we're not supposed to know that's a Dragonite skull because it's supposed to be a unknown ancient Pokemon. If you played the other games, you know it's Dragonite, but Unova doesn't know that. There's only Unova Pokemon.
True.
Pokemon from the previous games don't come back until the post game, and there's a whole deal like, there's suddenly been appearance of new Pokemon. And that's why there's new Pokemon, that's why the old Pokemon returns, and Black and White too! Because now, a few years went by, and now that's just the norm. It's amazing world building!
It's an interesting aside. If you go into Pinwheel Forest before you have the basic badge, it's actually blocked off by Team Plasma Grunts who give some of the most pitifully generic villain dialogue of all time.
We are in the right. Everyone else is wrong. If you don't think the same way we think, we'll use all our power to eliminate you.
Cultists! Fucking cultists!
Cultists, extremism, yeah, they're certainly a pastiche of what happens in reality, but they're trying to be a representation of what happens in reality on a simplified, digestible scale.
Also, even then, like, cultists would probably actually say these types of things as well. It's just reinforcing their held beliefs. That's what this is meant for.
Sorry, nobody talks like this. Even people who are so unbelievably narcissistic that they can't handle being disagreed with won't just say that out loud. But
I'm actually, I was not planning on doing this, but I know that there were, okay. So I forget exactly who it was, so I'm not going to say the names. However, if you look up Lily Pokemon Retrospective, you will find a video of a react to them. I don't remember who exactly it was, so I'm not going to say names. But if I recall, they said they were in a cult before, and they just straight up disagreed with Lily on this point entirely. So, yeah, I think you might be wrong on that, Lily. Just a tiny bit.
I wish somebody made like a compilation of all the times people have said that in like Twitter posts, history, whatever. Because plenty of people say we're on the right side of history.
Hell, that literally happened in World War II on both sides. Like, that's the thing. Everyone's going to believe they are in the wrong because they don't believe that they can be wrong. That just happens. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
it is a very common tactic to reduce these things down to this cartoonish, even by cartoon standards, caricature if you can't contend with their real beliefs. Or, more accurately, you don't want to. And speaking for myself, this dialogue isn't a comment on Team Plasma, it's a comment on Junichi Masuda, the game's director. Eventually, I chase down the Plasma Grunt that stole the skull and get it back. This might help me get ahead. Then an old man talks about Team Plasma's king, and you have a king? You're a fascist death cult and you have a king? Whatever, I'm getting out of here.
They're not a death cult!
Yeah, the power cult.
What other mentions make you think they're a death cult? They don't want to kill themselves. They want to kill other people.
Technically, maybe not, but that's just because they're a kid's game.
Okay, fair, but I don't know. Have you seen Getsus?
Yeah.
Like, we'll get more into it later. The point is, they're not a death cult. They're not going to drink the Kool-Aid.
Mm-hmm.
And heading to Manhattan. I mean Castelia City. Castelia City is a huge city map with all of 5 buildings to enter and a lot of NPCs that offer nothing more than pointless chatter. The city's set up in a rotary on its main street with multiple side streets to walk down, but despite its size, there is very little to do here. I started off by getting a dance troupe together because naturally when you go to New York, the first thing you do is find some break dancers and get them into a comedy fuel before heading to the gym.
trying to remember everything you can do there. Firstly, obviously, is the Castelia Cone, where if you visit on a specific day, there won't be a line, as every other day is far too popular and there's a huge line preventing you from buying it. And Castelia Cone is the typical regional item, tourist item that cures all statuses.
Essentially, cheap 4v store. It's pretty much what I call them, cheap 4v stores.
It doesn't heal HP. It's not a full restore. It's a full heal.
Not full store, full heal. Sorry. Thank you. Full heal.
I think the Survey HQ. No, maybe
Survey
that's in Black
HQ seal.
2.
Survey HQ seal.
Okay.
It might
See,
only
that's
be
there,
Black
so a
2,
little
but
bit
that's
of-
still positioned in the city. Game
fair
Freak
enough, fair
seal. Game Freak seal.
Game Freak
There's that
seal, yep.
cafe with the cafe with the Meloda? The Meloda cutscene? And also the
Meloetta.
Meloetta, thank you. Meloetta, the Zorvok is also here if you have a...
I think it's Black 2.
I thought it was Black
No,
1.
actually, no, wait, no, there was something Zora in here. I can't remember all the event stuff. Oh, right, the the unused locked box thingy is in here.
You also
'Cause
have
Game
the
Freak had it.
ship.
Yep, the ship, the various other ships. Like, it's okay. The trouble is when you first hit the city, there isn't much to do. Some of it is locked behind better progress, but there is stuff to do. There's items to find. There's things to explore, and most importantly, there are things to explore. It's a city. It's not here to give you everything like and be all of your resources all at once. It's here to be something you explore as a world.
Also, this is maybe the capital city, but this is where all the trade happens, but this isn't like the entertainment district. That's the next town over, where essentially everything happens.
Yeah.
Well, like everything that
you're
happens
walking
for
on
the trainer.
So you're walking in on some cubicles, and what do you know what happens? All that happens is you can talk to some people, maybe battle them, because that's what you do with Pokemon, but in terms of utility to you, basically non-existent.
Yep.
Basically, the point is, no, even if it doesn't have every building be enterable, there's still plenty to explore. There's some items to get and some cool things to find. It's just not all going to be super useful to you immediately, because it's not meant to be useful immediately, nor be the depot of everything useful ever. They have dispersed usefulness across every city in the region.
If I recall, this is also the first time you get to fight Game Freak.
Yeah. The first time Game Freak physically appears in the game.
No, they appeared
maybe-
in other games. This is the first time you fight them.
Oh, my bad.
Because they do appear in Gen 1. And they're also, Game Freak's also the ones that typically give you the certificate for 100%ing the Pokedex. And the National Dex.
My bad.
So, yeah, no. This is the first time you get to fight them. This is a very specific thing that I have to get to, because, yeah.
And I do love the nod that the main developer is just the humble janitor.
Yep. And also he uses an elemental monkey team.
Dang, impressive.
Yeah.
Where Burr
Those are
rushes
pretty
out
bad
saying
Pokemon.
I believe he gets a new team after you become champion. And I could be mixing black and white with the sequels. Because again, this just happens when you don't actually experience the games and just get them secondhand. Nothing sticks.
Yeah, and sadly,
He
it's
was
been a
fine.
little while since I've deeply studied this game, so not as much is sticking with me.
breakdancers
For
and
me,
get them into a polycule.
So I know I'm causing you to pause a lot. For me, it's more about the general feel of it that I can add rather than any of the all of the nitty gritty. I'll remember some important details, but not everything.
Well, and besides, the only ones that really matter are the ones Lily handily forgets or just accurately misrepresenting.
Yeah.
So even then, it's like we're probably not going to need the gritty details anyway.
Oh, she completely ignored Sky Arrow Bridge.
Yeah, she just ran across it. That was supposed to be one
No.
of those. Look. Go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. Let me take the floor. This game looks beautiful because it is 2.5D. It is 2.5D pixel art that looks amazing, and a great demonstration of it is Sky Arrow Bridge, which does suffer a bit from render fog, but it's still an amazing demonstration of camera work, which they can't do unless it's a 3D game. We have a camera now. It can take various angles. It can pan up and down to like zoom away from you. It can just take in the grandness of this bridge just because.
Legit, she just ran across it making that stupid Manhattan joke.
Ugh. It was honestly breathtaking to see because of the camera, but like that's it. It's stunning. It matters. I'm sorry, it's just stunning. It's not gameplay or anything, but it's still amazing because of how stunning it is.
Again, this is one of those you kind of had to be there to see it. And even then, even from looking at it for modern, it was impressive on the DS, but that's because I know how the DS can function. Like, it's definitely one of those things that you have to appreciate it for its time.
To the gym, where Burr rushes out saying he has business at the dock. Following him to the dock, we are introduced to Iris, who, if you watch the anime, you'll remember as Ash's companion in the Unova series that the fanbase absolutely hated. Why'd they hate her, Lily? You fucking know why. You know how weebs work at this point. It turns out Bianca—
No! No!
I don't know how weebs work at this point.
No!
I honestly haven't. For all I love of Generation 5, I honestly was unable to get into the anime because I didn't have cable growing up. So I actually know very little about Iris in the anime.
No, the reason why people hate Iris is because she treated Ash, someone who went on 5 journeys as a kid, because they, for some reason, decided to regress Ash's intelligence. Because here's the thing, Ash kind of became more of like a mentor figure to his companions after, I want to say like Gen 2, maybe Gen 3. He was more of a teacher to Dawn and more of a teacher to Sabrina. For some reason, Iris and Ash just kept butting heads so often it got to a point of annoyance. And if I recall, her characterization in the anime also wasn't all that great. Because like she does not act nearly as much as she does in the games, where she's still a bit childish, but like still confident like a dragon. She just butts heads is mostly what she does in the anime, from what I recall. I haven't seen the anime myself. I'm just trying to remember from clips.
Fair enough.
So it's like, no, there is actual, and also if you want to take the approach of this is not what this character would do, because again, these characters get more fleshed out. They're not like Misty and Brock where they just have like rough guidelines. No, they have actual personality now.
Yep.
has had her Muna stolen by Team Plasma, and so me and Burr are going to go get Muna back while Iris guards Bianca. I follow Burr to the building that Plasma is holding up in, and one of them decides that because I look weak, he'll take me, while the other two take the gym leader. Unfortunately for him, we are evil people, and so my Petalil makes mulch out of his dirt lizards. Then they retreat back in and we follow after them. Iris and Bianca join us this time, Bianca apparently having been trained in those 5 minutes, but whatever, it's fine. But inside is Getsis. He waxes poetic about Zekrom, believing that if he had a dragon, then people would listen to him because he'd won their hearts and minds, and not because the dragon would eat them if they didn't. It's definitely not because the dragon would eat them. But then Burr talks about how everyone has different opinions. Oh my fucking god. I feel like I'm listening to the startup of a YouTube video made by a condescending douchebag. Then Getsis gives Muna back to Bianca and leaves. With that sorted, I head to the gym to take on Burr. The battle was not very interesting, just tranquil spamming Gust over and over again. As soon as I step on Route 4, Bianca wants a battle that is tediously long and knocks out—
Yeah,
No.
I'm pausing.
No. Okay.
Just get into it. Just get into it.
Sorry. The D10 of remembering I need to get to this later is here. Okay, if I can get into it now. Burr is designed to stop exactly what she did. I'm surprised she got away with it. We have, mainly for flying type, Dwebble, who is neutral and will counterattack with Smackdown, which not only is super effective, but will also make it so you can be hit with ground type moves for what little that matters.
I mean, you'd think you'd be safe until you get Smackdown Earthquaked.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Earthquake isn't part of this battle, but Smackdown is still a 50 base power rock type move, which is going to hurt a lot. Sure, it's neutral, and I know she loves saying, oh, neutral damage isn't that bad, guys, but if this were a physical attack, you would not even begin to be able to one-shot Dwebble, and even with a special attack, it's debatable at best. Technically, Levani is the easy part of it, and I'm forgetting what, like, I think in this one he just used Swadloon, then Dwebble, then Leavanny, and the other one he changes up a bit, but I forget to what. It's been a hot minute. But yeah, sorry, the greater point, though, is every one of the gyms, at least the early gyms, if not the later ones, I haven't studied the later ones as much, but they all have a greater strategy in mind that also challenges you to not just rely on super effective typing to win. Oh, I have a super effective monkey. Yeah, but the monkey's kind of weak and you only just got it, and your main starter is useless, so try to rely on neutral damage this time, okay? Oh yeah, I can beat him with a fighting type, but I can beat Lenora with a fighting type Pokemon. Yeah, now that you've done that, the relatively fast and higher leveled Warthog is about to come in on you with a 140 power Retaliate, or Hypnosis, which is equally as devious.
That 60% hits every time.
It can definitely miss, but even the fact it has Hypnosis is wild. Here, again, the Dwebble is here to put a kibosh in that, and let me see, what was his name again?
I don't recall. It's not Bugsy, that was Chen 2.
Yeah, I know. I just, memory, why are you so evil?
Unova Bug. Burgh.
Yep. Whirlipede, which technically doesn't have much turns resistances that matter.
Oh, a Whirlipede though? Oh, if you get... Oh, Poison Tail, Struggle Bug, Pursuit, Screech. Oh, that Whirlipede's a bit mean.
Is Poison Tail confirmed? Nope, 10% chance of
No,
poison.
it has a 10% chance of poison, but still, that's 10% chance that your lead is just poisoned.
Yeah.
And it is fast. It is fast for a bug, and it'll probably will outspeed.
That's true. But these aren't, like, truly damaging moves, and it doesn't counter types you would naturally bring to it.
No, like, that's what Dwebble's for, but I'm just saying, like, that is still mean. Also, Leavanny has Protect. Oh, Sand Attack on Dwebble as well.
Oof. So yeah, it's not as bad as I remember, where I could have sworn I clearly remembered that there are major counters besides just countering Flying type, but... Well, actually, no, also Fire type, for what it's worth. Rock type is the one that uses Fire type.
So yeah, if you hit that Dwebble, it's just gonna get faster. It'll be easier to KO, but if you get hit with that Sand Attack, good luck.
Oh, no, Shell Armor is critical hits.
Oh, is it? I thought
You're thinking of Weak Armor.
Oh, weak. Okay, sorry. I like
Dwebble.
You think I would know this?
That said, in Black and White 2, it gets Sturdy, which buffed in Generation 5 will now let you survive any singular hit.
Weak Armor is its hidden ability.
Oh.
Yeah, so as Sturdy and Shell Armor as normal abilities. I prefer Sturdy because Shell Smash go ball.
It really do. But yeah, like, sorry, as much as Dwebble is one Pokemon and I wish it was a bit more, it's very clear that they want to counter your typical ways to approach the gym. And this pattern will repeat throughout the rest of the gyms as far as I can tell. I think the only one that doesn't is the ground type one. But he also gets Excadrill, which is also kind of just scary in general.
Yeah, no, I'm looking at this. That Whirlipede. Poison Tail, get the poison chance, and then you try to switch. Good luck, have fun with that Pursuit. And if you get unlucky against Whirlipede, that Whirlipede probably could solo you.
Yep, and it's going to be pretty tough. It can be pretty tough. Anyways, sorry, I'm studying the others. Right, Clay has Palpitoad, which means bringing a water type to this gym isn't going to work.
Isn't
And then the other one... Huh?
I'm trying to remember, doesn't he also have a water ground type?
That's Palpitoad. Palpitoad is a water ground type medieval.
Oh, damn!
Let's see, in terms of Excadrill... Yeah, because the steel type, Excadrill is damaged normally by grass, and while not tough, it has 110 HP, so it actually is kind of able to shrug things off.
Slash, Home Claws, Rock Slide, Bulldoze, Aqua Ring, Bubble Beam, Muddy Water, Bulldoze, Swagger, Torment, Crunch, Bulldoze. Damn.
I wonder what the signature move he's going to hand you is.
And over again. As soon as I step on Route 4, Bianca wants a
Oh, sorry, I wanted to continue, or
I just quickly go over the major counters because they stand out, and she's obviously gonna gloss over them anyways. The two Emolgas of Imminent Doom, both of which are flying types that are neutral to electric, and I mean you can throw rocks in and whatever, but the constant switching out to something that is not weak to rock is also very bad. And
Oh,
there's two
yeah.
of them.
oh yeah, Volt Switch is the TM you get from all.
Yeah.
Switch is such a
Also,
good
the
move.
Eavesdropper also has Volt Switch, making him also problematic. It gets very chaotic, and it's again hard to tackle because you can't just I bring an electric type, go burr, or I bring a rock type, but the rock type is Dwebble, who's part bug, which also doesn't always pan out, and he doesn't resist electric type anyways, or special damage as much. Trying to remember, like, I mean, you could technically go all the way back and get Rock and Roller, but Rock and Roller doesn't advertise himself well enough to say, "Oh yes, I want you." You have to trust that Rock type is a good type, not just be naturally gravitated towards him. Let's see who else, because trying to make this quick. Skyla, I think was a little easier. Yeah, ironically, Skyla doesn't have any super notable counter, just Psychic Flying, Normal Flying, Water Flying, doesn't really deal with electric, rock, or ice. Technically, water is just ice, but honestly, who cares?
It's not. It's just
bring
gonna
an
be
electric
neutral.
type.
It's just gonna be neutral, so it's not gonna matter. And also, the
It's gonna
only
be neutral.
ice
Swan
type.
is not defensive.
Also, your only three ice types are gonna be Vanillish, Cryogonal, and Beotric. Beotic.
Yeah, Beartic.
Beartic.
But yeah, Swana is also not very defensive, so it actually is she. It's been a hot minute.
Either way, like most
Nope,
of this
not
does
defensive
not
at all.
matter.
Yeah, she's one of the easier gyms, ironically. Bryson could be easy. Let's see. Oh yeah, there's no type countering anywhere.
All it has is Brine, really, to deal with fire types.
Yep, it does have Reflect.
It does have
It
Reflect,
does have Reflect.
but that's not gonna help against the Brine. Well, the Flamethrowers, I mean.
No, but coming at it with fighting type, rock type, steel type.
Yeah.
So technically later on they stopped throwing easy type counters to try to hold you off, which kind of sucks. But they don't either lose their strategy in the meantime. They still have pretty strategic plays. It just loses the immediately slap you in the face counters.
Revenge is the only one on Drayden that would deal with ice types. And obviously Dragon counters Dragon, so that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And then the last...
his...
Yeah.
At this point, his is just to be a tough dragon fight rather than countering anything particularly.
Yeah, and if you if you're facing its Iris in white, same deal. Basically the same fight.
For what it's worth, this is what I'm going to talk about. The remakes, again, same pattern. Early ones have really mean counters to try to throw you off. Later on, it just sort of goes down into just, it's a challenging fight with meaningful Pokemon without obvious, they're not here to counter you, they're here to be tough against you.
Yep.
Anyways, all I have to say, the gym battles are amazing in this game.
Yeah, let's get back to our thing. I feel like we wasted a bit too much time.
This one mattered though. You gotta talk about the gym battles in this one. They are terrifying.
That is tediously long and knocks out a few of my Pokemon, necessitating I go back to heal them again. Then Charon wants a battle immediately after that, which goes the same way. I win, but I still have to backtrack. Well, that's good, right, Lily? The battles are hard. Oh, no, that's the thing. They aren't. See, so far, the enemy AI has been completely brain dead. It usually spams the same two moves over and over again, more so than I've seen in any Pokemon game so far. But for whatever reason, the damage values are weirdly scaled up, so I just take lethal damage from a bite that ordinarily wouldn't have killed me, all the while—
Yes, it would!
What?
You did not have Reflect up. You're Aqualia. You're taking a 60 base power Dark type, so because of the 1.5, you
Super effective.
Super effective, so that's doubled to be more like 120.
Yeah, I don't know what she's talking about, and there's no easy way to fact check her. So honestly, I think we'll just call him bullshit on this one.
Again, I use Quillia a lot. Quillia is fragile.
it seems to be taking an inordinate amount of time to actually defeat an opponent. And ordinarily that wouldn't bother me, but your rivals challenge you so many times. Just for comparison, Gen 1 had 8 rival battles, one of them was optional and one of them was the champion battle anyway. Generation 2 had 6, Gen 3 had 5 and 2 of them were optional, and Gen 4 had 5 as well. But Generation 5 gives you 3 rivals in this game, Bianca, Charon, and N. And between them, you have a total of 17 rival battles.
Okay. What's the problem here? Oh, so that is post-game, so that doesn't count. So 5 for her, 5 for N, and yeah, so 17. And this is a problem
Again,
because...
If you like playing the game, this is just normal. This is just, oh hey, let's have Pokemon battle. Yeah, it's EXP, it's seeing how they grow their Pokemon themselves, it's seeing what N finds in the local area, all that.
Oh, if anything, N is actually a good check to see if you caught all the Pokemon, since you'll only use Pokemon in the immediate area.
True.
But yeah, so it's like, right. I still don't understand why this is a problem. It's like, yeah, you're facing the same person multiple times, but you're also seeing how they're growing. Lily, you are not the only person that's trying to get strong here. Bianca is not necessarily in it for the battle, but Charon is most certainly is. That's why he's constantly challenging you, because he wants to see what his weaknesses are.
Yeah.
That's already excessive, but
Wait, are we also counting these? No, we're not. Okay. I just wanted to double check because I just noticed the first multi-battle partner and I was like, wait, is that being checked? No, it's not.
But even more so than the fact that you are constantly running into them every single route and city. You are never once given a break from these kids. This is the running problem with Pokemon games from this point.
And is an adult. And has trauma dumped on her children in this game.
Oh my goodness.
I am not kidding. Ed is like 18, at least.
Wow.
Because he was recently crowned king.
Onward, that the companions never leave you alone for even a moment. They won't let you breathe. You can't fucking move without being constantly harassed by the sheer glut of additional characters imposing on you every chance they fucking get. I like Blue and Brendan, but part of why I like them is that every time you meet them, enough time has passed for them to have gone through some growth. The games don't spam you with text from them every 2 seconds, you just kind of stumble into each other as you're both doing your own thing. Running into them on every route would have been much worse. But from Gen 4 onward, these games can't let you have one route without being harassed constantly. Some of these characters go through something close to an arc, but the fact that they're constantly tugging on my sleeve and bothering me means I resent their very existence, because it always feels like Game Freak resents my very existence and my desire to explore and play the game at my own pace. It reached—
I mean, to be fair, people should resent you for existing, but... like, you're not a good person, Lily. You really aren't.
is the point where I don't want to step into a new area because I'm afraid that I'll be interrupted by another character, especially when the battles are so tedious and boring, yet still demand that I run back to the Pokemon Center. Worse even, I've had to run back after every single battle so far because they keep knocking out my fucking Curlia. When we reach new—
Because your Curlia is shit! Curlia's not meant for this! You're not even supposed to have Curlia! You're supposed to have a fucking Oshawott!
You could have had an actually decent Pokemon. No, Curlia.
Like, again, I can't stress this enough. Curlia is fragile as shit. She has low HP. It's essentially using a Kadabra without the speed. That's essentially what you're using, is a Kadabra without the speed. And I think Kadabra is actually stronger. I am going to double check that, because I would not be surprised if Kadabra could actually take a hit.
In the meantime, I'm trying to think how to properly count. Like, yes,
40 HP,
there is
30,
some...
30 defense.
Sorry, I was just going to start yapping about this. There is some issue about how often they happen, but it's... Okay, think of this as any RPG besides Pokemon. How do you think it would go? Do you think you wouldn't get constantly, get cutscenes and such? That's like RPG 101. It's not great, but so many other RPGs have this issue. It's not standout in Pokemon per se. And even then, a lot of the times it's not super drawn out anyways. It's just like, oh hey, here's a neat thing. Or, oh hey, I'd like to battle you. And then guess what? You get to battle them and you get to play the game. It's cool. And as long as you don't suck, you don't lose your Pokemon.
Okay, so yeah, they're about equal in terms of bulk. Kadabra has a bit more HP, but Colia has a bit more defense.
Checks out.
However, speed. 50 speed compared to 105. And that's not including the 120 attack.
That's an absurd amount of speed.
Again, Kadabra by itself is good. Alakazam is just better.
True,
and you have
forget.
discount. You literally, I'm sorry, but the God of our line is just discount Alakazam.
It took a fairy type to change that fact too. Anyways, the fun fact about the Gen 1 trade evolutions is technically they made the mini evos decent enough so you didn't need to trade evo them. It made their main stats better, but ironically a lot of their performative good is already there. It's just made crazier by the evolution.
Honestly, I say probably what it did was just make them be a bit more defensive. And that's all they really needed was to be able to take a hit a bit better.
Yeah.
And again, 100 speed compared to 50. One of the problems Krylia has is that since it can't outspeed, it can't negate damage by just KOing the opponent. Or setting up a reflect or something along those lines. Like, I know we get into this every fucking time, but Lily keeps complaining about Krylia dying all the time!
Yeah. Anyways, before we continue, we do need to talk about the whole railroading and hand-holding thing, because it's really not the worst yet. Something's going a bit wrong, obviously, but trust me, Gen 7 is when it becomes an actual issue. This isn't it, Chief.
Also, not to mention, even between those, you're typically being stopped and started at new areas. And then you're given an entire area to explore.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Sure, they check in on you a bunch, but usually it's at the start of a given area, then you're free to explore that given area, and once you're done, then maybe there's more story, because when you know it, you're all traveling together. You are the one who ends up lagging behind. So then they catch up with you, and then you lag behind. Then they catch up with you. Because again, you're here to complete Pokedex, train your Pokemon better. They're here for personal journeys.
But because I'm sure, as we know, Lily's more so just running from point A to point B because she hasn't said shit about, like, the fucking temple, the buried temple, that has a Volcarona at the depths of it. That hasn't been mentioned once.
To be fair, it's not relevant yet. You can't explore the full Mount of Relic Castle, I think, until after the Elite Four.
But then she's never gonna mention it because we already know she doesn't do post.
True.
Like, this is the only time she'll ever talk about it, she doesn't. So for all we know, she's just running from point A to point B, adventuring, quote unquote, because we haven't seen her actual footage. We've just seen this cut down version.
Yeah.
So all we know, she doesn't even go into it, like, genuinely. She doesn't seem to like random encounters. She doesn't seem to like anything besides walking.
Anything that isn't her doing things by her devices must obviously be bad. And yes, there's a point to be said about how Pokemon can be freeing at times and letting you decide your own adventure, and there's points to that. But that's usually brought up with the other thing of being allergic to story. I have a similar issue with Octopath Traveler. The open-endedness of being able to explore wherever you want and being able to activate story manually means I got to explore a lot of the world before even touching most of the story. I still have to face the story, and it's a me issue that I'm not dealing with the story at a natural pace. It is an issue with my attention span and patience to not deal with the story as it comes.
And also, I kind of don't like Octopath Traveler for that very reason. Because like, it's so open-ended that I honestly just get lost and I don't know what to do at any given point. And that just makes me just stop playing because like I don't feel progression happening anymore. And again, that's an issue with me! It's literally just a
Yeah.
personal issue. And it's like, I'm not saying Octopath Traveler is a bad game because of this. I'm just saying I don't like it. Because my brain is not compatible with it.
Bossa City, my first goal is to head to the surrounding... Oh, hey, Bianca's in front of the music studio. I'll check that out in a bit. Anyway, my first goal is to head to the surrounding route.
He's actually gonna bother with it?
Probably
Sorry,
not.
My bad.
Also, thank you for catching that. I was about to get on your ass for that.
Sorry.
To be fair, you've actually been doing pretty good for the so far. At least for this week.
So far, yeah.
Pokemon I have aren't very good. Now, the game let me onto Route 16 just fine, but when I tried to step onto Route 5, Bianca chases me down and drags me by the neck back to the music studio. What the fuck? I could see her there. I would have gone to check on my own. Will you stop hovering over me, Game Freak? Look, the music studio is an interesting little distraction. I'm glad you've got it. It's fun to put G in a top hat, a bow tie, and a cane. Just stop forcing this shit on me. I don't know why you press the issue so fucking much. You can't just let me find a cool thing on my own. You're constantly harassing me. Oh, and if you thought that was the worst of it, no. My recording of Nimbasa City is 90 minutes long, and you only have 2 major fights in this city. And those of you who have played know exactly where we're about to go. So you walk into the amusement park and end...
Okay, so what's the other percent? Because Pokemon's not just about battling.
Yeah.
Like you
What about the cool story moment that happens here if you meet her at the contest thing?
Yeah, she just went through this. Like, how long did that take? Okay, you hated it because you were forced to do it? Well, guess what? Strawb hated it. Sorry, I have to throw you under the bus. I have to throw you under the bus with it. But,
Sorry,
uh,
the point where... Sorry. This is where one of her major story beats happens, at least in Black, if not in Black 2.
I think
Where
it's
she
Black.
meets with her... Yeah, where she meets with her dad, and her dad is trying to drag her home, but she's putting her foot down finally and standing up for herself. Thankfully, before things get too heated, the gym leader steps in, Elsa steps in, says that, children should have the ability to decide their future and take agency in their lives, and that you shouldn't always be worried about how other people behave. You need to chill, father. And you, great job for being brave and taking up your own Pokemon journey.
Yeah, it's...
And I'm still...
Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm still over-paraphrasing things and missing some details, but even then, that's still a decent enough story.
It's supposed to be a turning point for Bianca's story. Because it's supposed to... Because she was still worrying about her father up until that point. And the fact that he legit hunted her down by this point... hunted her down, basically, would help reinforce that. And then getting a helping hand by the gym leader... showing like, yeah, no, you are doing the right thing, helps reinforce what Bianca's doing. Which allows Bianca to want to continue her journey even more to find out what she wants in life. Her is a story of finding your place.
And it's really moving. It's part of the reason why the, what's the name of the theme that was introduced in this game, then brought back for Gen 6?
What? Oh! The
yeah.
fucking scientist guy.
No.
No?
There's a part of the OST.
I don't know. Is that was part of the OST? So the soundtrack?
Yeah. Yes.
Uh,
let me just start scrolling through a playlist.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't know.
Because this is literally such a notable track that they brought it back in Gen 6, regardless of whether or not they should have done that.
Bianca's theme!
No, it has a name.
What was it? Was it an Unwavering Heart?
That might have been it, yeah.
But I think I might have heard of what you talked about before, and I think this might have been it. Let me just put that name in. Yeah, I put it in an Unwavering Heart and Black and White, and then I scroll down a bit further. Pokemon X and Y.
Yep. There it is. Unwavering Emotions.
Okay, so got a name update.
So yeah, for some people, that's like it is a very moving song that is tied to Bianca finding herself.
So yeah, point is, Lily is skipping all the story. Because Bianca's journey is also part of the story and part of the reason you fight her. Anyways.
Yeah. Yeah.
Drags you by the neck to a Ferris wheel and makes you ride it with him before Team Plasma shows up and he battles you to hold you off while they escape. Now, if you lose to Aang, you have to go through the entire Ferris wheel bit over and over again. And you will lose because all of his Pokemon crit like a fucking bitch. Every Pokemon in Gen 5 is either packing high crit moves like...
What moves could he possibly have that have high crit rate?
Apparently...
It's a Sandile.
Apparently she's saying that they have high crit rate. Is it the only ability that what was the ability that gives higher crit rate?
Super Luck?
Yeah.
Nope, that's
and Murkrow, Honchkrow.
Yeah, no, none of them, no. None of the Pokemon in this relevant fight have Super Luck. None of them have high crit moves. Nope. So yeah, Sandile, Assurance Embargo, Sandtube, Mud Slap, weak stuff, easy to deal with if you're not using a Psychic type, and you're using your other Pokemon effectively.
And also, again, Corellia's fragile as shit when it comes to defense. Physical, specifically.
Again, if you account for the weaknesses of your Pokemon by switching out to Pokemon that can better deal with the threat, you beat the Pokemon easier. Scraggies. Swagger, Brick, Headbutt, Feint Attack. Again, pretty manageable. Swagger is probably the hardest part about that, but Confusion is quite literally a gamble. Darumaka, Fire Punch is a little threatening, but that's about it. Headbutt, Facade, Uproar are nothing. Siliglyph with Whirlwind, Psybeam, Tailwind, and Air Cutter.
Oh shit!
Air Cutter. That is the crit ratio thing that she is so upset about. This one move on a defensively focused Pokemon is giving her all the reason to maul and seethe.
And again, that doesn't even happen.
That is what we are dealing with. That is what we are dealing with. A singular move has skewed her opinion to the idea that this fight is so unbelievably impossible.
Oh, so I just looked up Corellia's attack. 65 special attack.
Sounds about right.
Like
Medievo, not meant to be super strong.
Yeah, but it's like I forget how bad Corellia is. And again, reason why Alakazam is just a better it's just a better God of War before Gen 6.
Yep.
It's like 65 attack, like yeah, that's not bad, but it's like you just hit that with a magical leaf. And only did half damage.
Or the ability Super Luck, which boosts crit ratio, which means you are going to be one-shot over and over and over and over and...
Okay! Hold on, Sigilith is actually a... Oh fuck, I completely lost...
Far because they keep Bianca's the Bianca chair. It was just you keep it, your end battle over and over and...
Okay, hold on, I need to look up End's team real quick.
I'm looking at it. Sandile, Scraggy, Darumaka, and Sigilyph, sorry.
Sigilyph with Whirlwind, Psybeam, Tailwind, Air Cutter. So yeah, it's just been using Air Cutter with its 103 attack, special attack.
Alright, my bad. I actually kind of underestimate this guy.
Yeah, no, Sigilyph is actually pretty good. For a single stay, for a base Pokemon. 72 HP, 58 attack, but that doesn't matter because it's a special attacker. 80 defense, 103 special attack, 80 special defense, 97 speed. It has 49 base stat total. It's weak to 5 things, but yeah.
It's pretty sick, but sorry. Not acting off of memory perfectly, but just general experience from what I can remember. This fight never gave me any issue. I never had any holdup where I had to constantly watch the Ferris wheel over and over and over again.
I was either packing high to be one...
Sorry, I was just trying to see what her team was.
Fair. I don't know if it's because I just trained my Pokemon or I brought out type effectiveness better, but I didn't struggle with this fight like she is. I don't get what she's missing. To
Well, she's
me,
missing everything.
like ironically, the issue I have with N is a lot of times he's kind of forgettable because I didn't always focus on the story as a kid, and now I don't always have the patience to focus about story. There's times where it hits, obviously, but N kind of hit or miss in my opinion.
N is supposed to be slow because you're slowly learning more about him before the clash of ideals.
Fair.
And that only works if you do understand him better, so it makes sense that there are slower points with his character. But yeah, no, like looking at his team, the only threat is really Sigilith.
Yep. And to be fair, that is a notable threat, but again, not one I ever remember having trouble with. And I clearly remember having trouble with Elsa. Alessa. What's her name?
Oh, so Psybeam and Air Cutter's only attack stats, which are threatening for this point in the game. But it's Psychic Flying. It has 5 weaknesses you can take advantage of.
Yeah, Elsa.
Rock, Ghost, Electric, Ice, and Dark will all do super effective damage. It's immune to ground, which makes sense. It resists fighting twice, resists grass, and resists psychic, and that's it. Everything else is normal damage. And as Lily said, neutral damage is good.
Not always good enough, though.
Nope. But yeah, no, let's see what her team is currently.
Shot over
Fail.
and over
Fail.
and over.
It's definitely for that one, so...
Yeah,
over
okay.
And
Sandile, weak. Not designed to be good at this point.
No,
Little, not only weak, but also is grass type. G
so
may for once have the special defense, but as you know, not enough.
Yeah, no, it's still... Its special defense is, I think, like half of Sigilith's special attack. Yeah, I just pulled up Santa. Holy shit!
What?
35 special defense for the Sandile? Yeah, no. That thing's gonna die crit or no crit.
Yeah, sorry. I love Sandile design-wise, visually. They're so adorable, but I couldn't pick them up as a kid because you get them and they're just garbage. Good in the future, but right now,
yeah, no, this is definitely a case of team under level, because, like, Tranquil is the only Pokemon she has on her team that's good right now.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, it evolves at 32. And even then, that only has 42 special defense!
What, Tranquil?
Yeah!
Whoa.
That is, like, I guess it makes sense for a mid-evolution, but this is your problem. You have no special defense. Like, yeah, sure, the crits aren't helping, but your team is weak to Sigilith anyway.
Yeah.
Hold on, I need to look up Colia's special defense again. Because if 55, your best special defense is 55 special defense, 38 HP. So even if it can take the hit, it can't take much.
Okay.
Like, I love how half of this is just us roasting her team. Because she is shit at making teams. I'm not saying team making is easy. It's fucking not, but like... What?
She's just bad at the game, and I hate saying that you need skill to make a retrospective, but, you know, it's hard to say, oh, I know about the experience of this game, if your experience is, wow, I suck at playing video games.
Yeah, no. It's like, literally the issue for this team is you don't, hell, literally just catch a Pokemon to use temporarily to beat Sigilith. It's not that fucking hard.
Mm-hmm.
Like...
Actually, wait, hold on, no. It's a little tough because at best you have Dwebble, but Dwebble doesn't have like a good out the gate, really. The desert is full of Pokemon that have great potential, but out the gate they are really struggling.
Well, yeah, but I'm also of the philosophy you should always have 6 teammates on you, just to have like for like sacrificial plays. Even if you're not planning on using that Pokemon, it's still nice to have them, especially if they have pickup. God, I love pickup.
Oh, that's fair, but in terms of trying to grab a Pokemon specifically to beat Sigilif, not always so easy with the desert route. Route 6? I don't remember.
I guess, but even then, like, just having a sturdy Dwebble will help a lot. Because you could just keep reviving it if you're really that desperate.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you could.
So it's like, that's kind of what I mean. It's like, they're all answers to this. You don't just do shit to use them. You also have no special defense until Gardevoir evolves.
You have no bitches.
Also, when does Petalil, I forgot what that small one was called. When does that evolve?
Stone Evolution, Sunstone, I believe.
What?
Yes, duh? No, duh?
I thought, why do I keep thinking it has a mid-evolution?
Dare I ask, what would it be?
I don't fucking know!
Anyways, Petalil, being a Stone Evolution, you want to keep them in that form as long as possible to gain as many moves as you would want out of it. Then you can choose to evolve it with a Sunstone.
But that is so terrible. You can't really use it to fight. It only has a base set of 280.
It actually has 50s in its defenses and 70 in special attack. It's not the worst. It's not enough to deal with a Sigilif, but...
I mean, I guess not, but like at the same time though, it's like... This is barely better than Krillia. And also, the 30 speed is going to fucking destroy it. Like, any sort of attack is gonna... Well, not attack, but like... If it takes a hit that's strong enough, it's just gonna die. Because its defenses are not that great. 50 is good, it's decent, I guess, but yeah. Oh, and Little gets another special attacker. Although I guess it can take a hit better than Krillia.
Yeah,
in that case, I'd rather just have Elegant over Krillia. Or Gardevoir.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you weren't so obsessed with Gardevoir in particular, and for totally normal reasons.
Like, sorry, it's just like, when you go at it from like, trying to make the best type of team type of deal, it's like, I love Gardevoir, but if it wasn't for Fairy type being helping it out in recent games, I might just use Lilligant. Like, Lilligant does not look that bad, but that also depends on its moves.
Also depends on accessibility. Particularly, you would have to trade for the Cottony in the Green City. It is white exclusive.
And oh my god, it literally learns nothing.
What?
No, I meant like, when it becomes a Lilligant, it does not learn anything besides Magical Leaf at 5!
Fun fact, Stone Evolutions are like that. They are designed so because you can choose when to evolve, you can evolve at basically any level. So they didn't give a learn set because, well, they didn't want to have to think about that at all. So just, you get what you get at the pre-evolution, and then you don't get upset. You get like some remember moves you can remember, and that is it.
That is so fucking stupid.
Oh, it is. But you can make it work.
So, if I want, like, Leaf Storm, I have to either find the TM for it, or get to my... Actually, I don't even know if that's Gen 5.
Yes.
But I have to get it to level 42.
46 in Gen 5.
Ass... Goddamn, yeah, I might not use it just for that. That honestly might have destroyed it for me.
There's time where it made stuff like that work. By the way, the Simipour I recommended, same story, but again, you get Scald at level 22, so don't panic at all.
Yeah, but still though, it's like, god damn, I forgot how much they just fuck over Stone Evolutions. Like, Jesus. Friendship Evolutions aren't even still get move sets, and they can technically evolve at any level too.
Yeah, they just didn't like thinking. Game Freak doesn't know what they're doing. This has been an established fact since Generation 6. Actually, no, correction. It's been established since Generation 1. Game Freak has never known what they're doing.
I just love how this entire retrospective boils down to fuck Lily, she doesn't know what she's doing, and fuck Game Freak, they don't know what they're doing.
Actually, I bothered to stare at Lilligant. Worry not, if you want Pedal Dance, get Lilligant to level 46. You get, if you look, so Teeter Dance at level 10.
Okay, we're getting off topic.
28.
We are getting way off topic.
Sorry, I know we are, but just, you can use Lilligant. There are some moves they actually learn by leveling up. It's not the end of the world.
Over again, and every single fucking time you have to watch that whole fucking cutscene again. You know what this reminds me of? The original Kingdom Hearts. When it first came out, you couldn't skip cutscenes, and some of the bosses in this game are stupidly difficult, especially for kids, which meant the following lines are burned into my generation's brain.
Clayton?
Not Clayton.
Not Clayton.
This is it. This power. Darkness. The true darkness.
Sora!
You get it. There's no way you're taking Kyrie's heart.
You have come this far, and
And
still,
still
you
you
understand
know nothing.
Every light must fade. Every heart return to darkness.
Darkness.
You know, I was saving it for later,
Light.
but
Also,
Sorry,
also,
it's funny that we get sidetracked when this is an entire Kingdom Hearts sidetrack.
yeah, no, genuinely, why all the Kingdom Hearts? I'm a Kingdom Hearts fan, and I would not do this.
Also, not even comparable in the slightest, because again, you just suck at playing Pokemon. Kingdom Hearts is a legitimately challenging game. You are just bad at Pokemon.
I disagree. Maybe it's because I'm used to it. Okay, actually, no, that's not true. There are challenging parts of it, but that's because trying to learn the intricate parts of Kingdom Hearts is hard. Because it's an action RPG, you have to constantly move and know how the enemy attacks. But like Maleficent, the dragon, that thing, it's vulnerable to time stop. Summon the genie, do the magic spam, and then just whack it. It's actually one of the easiest bosses if you know how to kill it.
Yeah.
Like literally, the same issue with Kingdom Hearts you can apply to Pokemon, where it's just a knowledge issue, or skill issue type of deal, where it's just, you don't know how to effectively fight them, so you just get fucked. Like, every super boss in Kingdom Hearts is like this. And I'm mentioning it because they are like the extreme examples of it. They're not impossible to defeat. You can do it, but it's a lot of trial and error and getting the reflexes down. And Pokemon is knowing what your Pokemon's good at, what your Pokemon's not good at, how to make up for those weaknesses, and how to utilize the full potential of it. Your team is weak to special attack. Because you don't have any good special defense. You guys have more physical defense, which is impressive, but it fucks you over completely.
By the way, what you just said is part of why I fell in love with Geodude. Such a great example of that. Oh my god, it's fun.
Yeah. And this is part of the reason why Pokemon's awesome. But Lily will never know that. Lily doesn't like challenge, as we see. And I understand getting heated in the moment, but this is after. This is when you get to clean your head.
Viewers at home, I am going to call and assist. We've proven that Lily does not like story, difficult fights, forced exploration, all sorts. So the real question is, what does Lily actually like about this game? Besides God of War.
Literally nothing. We have already established she thinks Gen 5 is the worst.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, like, Pokemon in general, because it keeps happening.
What game from point A to point B? That's the only thing you can find.
What to get out of this game?
Fuck N. Honestly, fuck N. All this little prick does whenever he shows up is rant about how he's going to make everyone conform to his opinion.
I mean, he's an adult. He's probably the only person you can say that to.
No, I'm saying she said N.
Oh!
I'm just joking. Like, I don't think you're supposed to say that.
Sorry.
I'm Black Out Spider-Man.
Sorry, my mind went a completely different way.
He's like a fucking debate bro drooling out of his fucking mouth while he gives the most moronic take you've ever heard in your life.
You guys ready for the mildest hot take in the universe? Okay? Super idpol, like lefty black women who love
And we're supposed to imagine that this is somehow worse than her own opinions.
Okay, this is also not N.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the point.
Every time he shows up, I just want to hit this fucking kid with a rock. He says the same goddamn thing every time. I am in the right, and my opinion is the correct one. That's what everyone thinks, you fucking dickhead. You're literally a straw man that fandom makes of critics when they're too dumb to contend with them. What the fuck are you even supposed— Oh, wait a fucking minute. Hang on. Did Game Freak start seething over PETA? That's fucking it, isn't it? PETA said something stupid about Pokemon and Junichi Masuda just couldn't let it go. God fucking damn it. I step on a route—
No, because they're not you, Lily! They don't get butthole over every little complaint!
Yeah, they're making a more legitimate complaint about the counterpoint to the concept of Pokemon. Not something PETA made, but just something in general is the question. Well, like, okay, remember, the counter to this narrative is we who love Pokemon are treating our Pokemon well with friendship and kindness, so we're not abusing Pokemon because we love our Pokemon and our Pokemon love us, as friends, of course. As friends, Lily.
We're not in Ancient Sinnoh, we're not in the history region.
Yeah. But, so, like, the reason they're here is to elaborate one of the more basic points of Pokemon. You and your Pokemon are strong together because you're raising them with legitimate kindness and friendship, not treating them as tools or abusing them.
And I think the interesting thing about this is that Ed isn't doing that either. Like, he
isn't.
No, like he's also raising them. He's also raising them with kindness. It's just that he also releases them because he genuinely feels like keeping them in Pokeballs is taking away their freedom. He genuinely does believe that, which is why he.
Yep.
It's like that. This is the whole thing about Gen 5 is yin versus yang, truth versus ideal. This is what the conflict boils down to, because you both want the same thing. You both want the betterment of Pokemon. You also want the benefit of humans, because Pokemon are meant to be with humans. And just doesn't understand that yet, which is why you had to challenge his ideal. Or truth in if you're playing white version. So go ahead.
Like, weird is this to say that Pokemon are supposed to be with humans because we in nature don't have that exact relationship. It's true because we help train Pokemon to become their best selves.
Yep. And also, again, all of it is technically consensual. The Pokemon choose to remain in the Pokeball. And when they don't, like,
that's
Pikachu
debatable.
and Yellow... Okay, well... I think this is a Master Ball, but no, like, in the canon, the reason why Pokemon will stay in the Pokeball is because they do see you as worthy of training them. Like,
alright, fair enough.
Like, that is the in-canon universe. Does not necessarily mean you can treat them right, and does not necessarily mean that some aren't being enslaved. Again, Getsis is a great example of this. Oh, look, a character from Gen 5 showing off a cool part of the world building. Who fucking knew? It's almost like Gen 5, it's great! God, Lily is so easy at making me piss off.
Gosh, what even kicked us off? I'm starting to forget.
I don't know. Let's just continue.
5, and immediately Charon follows me, demanding a battle. Dude, leave me alone. You never win these things. Stop stalking me. After that, we get into a double battle with a couple of preschoolers, and the champion gives us a lecture about how everyone has different perspectives because every character in this fucking game has the same philosophy. Aren't opinions great? Isn't it great to have opinions? Isn't it great that we can all have different opinions? This is one of those...
It's almost
you could write a song about that.
It's almost like the whole point of the Gen 5 themes is choose set ideals.
Yeah. Anyways, as I was trying to say, you could write a song about what she was just saying.
Yeah.
Baseline concepts that's so universal that it's really weird when you keep banging on about it. Making it to Driftvale City, and Clay, the gym leader, complains about how Team Plasma was able to escape when we lowered the bridge and tasks us with catching them again to test us. And Clay is such a fucking cowboy, I'm not sure if he's a traditionalist conservative or his husband just really likes the saddle. Anyway, we rush down into cold storage and navigate the workers complaining about how cold it is. They're wearing full winter gear while I'm wearing a t-shirt, vest, and booty shorts. What is it with girls in these games being impervious to the cold? I find Plasma and
The weak die.
Because it's an RPG, and like, what do you want? Well, okay, you just said what you want, but seriously, it's like, it's an RPG. They can't just implement something like that because realism. Sometimes it needs practicality, and sometimes the characters need to look pretty cool. And one way to look cool in a sporty fashion is short shorts and a t-shirt and a vest and a cool cap.
And also, once again, time taken to develop, like, even just like a winter jacket that's only gonna be useful to one area will take time away from, you know, actually making the game. Like, game development, not easy.
Yeah, and this isn't Breath of the Wild where it would benefit from a hot cold system.
Yeah, no, it's literally just, okay, this is essentially a throwaway location. This was removed in the sequels.
It was?
Yeah, this is where the Pokemon World Tournament takes place.
Oh, right. Oh, wow. There was that thrown away. God damn.
Yeah, this area got removed in the sequel. So, yeah.
a shipping container guarding one of the sages. Once we defeat enough of them, Clay comes back in to arrest them all with shipping workers. Okay, this proves to me that Clay is definitely gay. There are no cops in Driftvale. But later when I show up at the gym, Getsus waxes poetic with Clay before taking the sage and Plasma.
I don't understand, although I will share this tidbit because I need something cheerful in my life. In the Pokemon anime, they kept postponing Clay, so Ash's match against Clay. So you'll just see Clay say he's busy, like as he runs by, it's like, okay, I guess we'll do something else in the meantime. Yeah. Oh, is it doing the thing again?
Yeah.
Is it doing the thing again? 1 second. Okay,
so as you were saying, in the anime,
Clay, so they arrived at the city. I forget what the city's called, but they arrived there with Ash and the gang. However, Clay kept getting busy doing other things for a few episodes. So they just stayed in the city for a while. Like, if I recall, in one of the actual shows, it's Clay running by saying he's busy, and the gang just decided to fuck off and do something else for the episode. Because
I'm busy.
Because the episode for Clay just kept getting pushed back. It's actually kind of hilarious.
Wow.
Anyways.
Okay, Clay, I'm busy.
Honestly, if you haven't, we should find a way to binge black and white anime. That honestly sounds like a fun time.
Fair. I just wish they didn't make Oshawott a chain smoker.
Damn.
They ruined my baby boy!
Also, fun fact about... actually, no, I'm going to tell you afterwards, because we're getting off topic again.
Members and leaves. Okay, question, why do we keep letting them go? That's 2 gym leaders now that have just let Getsus walk away. Anyway, I head into the gym, which is deep in a quarry, where Clay challenges me with ground types. Unfortunately, G is now tricked out with Reflect, Calm Mind, and Magical Leaf, which means my early troubles are long gone as Crocodile and Palpitoad fall like dominoes. It takes a little more setup with Extra Drill, though, and as usual, Reflect came in handy, and I eventually won the stalling war. On my way out to Route 6...
So, notice that they almost died.
Yeah. Sorry. The reason we have issues with Vaults and Curlia is because Gardevoir is technically supposed to be a late game Pokemon.
Yeah, 32.
Like, it's in the sense, like, they designed some Pokemon to be really bad at the start, but really good in the end. Technically, I don't know if Gardevoir actually succeeds at that, but that was the ultimate goal. You have the really bad Vaults who can't do much of anything, Curlia, who's just okay at best, and then Gardevoir, who absolutely cleans house. In theory.
518, 125 special attack, 115 special defense, 80 speed. It is a good Pokemon.
Okay.
But, like, again, there's also a reason why they gave Fairy type to the God of War line. Belts has it, Collier has it, and God of War has it. And, yeah, that Fairy type does a lot of heavy lifting for the pre-gens. Well, the pre-evolutions.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, again, God of War, great Pokemon. My god, is it fucking annoying to raise. And even then, kind of use. And 65 defense. Pretty good defense. Not gonna lie on that one. However, it does take just a strong hit to knock it out.
Yeah.
I get stopped by Bianca, who gets distracted and asking for a battle by a shiny eye.
Also, I just realized, God of War's only resists fighting and psychic and immune to dragon. Weak to poison, ghost, and steel, because Fairy does an excellent type at negating Psychic's weaknesses. But that's a lot of neutral damage. And also gain a weakness in poison and steel. Which I guess is the same because it would have lost Bug and Dog, but still. I don't know, sorry. I just find seeing how Fairy interacts with older Pokemon to be interesting.
Yeah, fair enough.
Object, but I'm also a trainer. At times like this, you battle, right? Why are you asking me? You've been doing this for as long as I have. We've both been trainers for 11 hours. I don't have some secret here, but she just gives me the HM for Fly, which is great for when I need to run back to Driftvale for more Moo Moo Milk. When I reach Chargestone Cave, Clay unblocks the web. You know, I have the HM for Cut. I could have done this myself, you know. But then I get inside and I see N in the distance.
It's an electric web!
Yeah. Yeah.
If you tried to cut that, you probably would have just electrocuted your own Pokemon.
It's one of the more thematically interesting roadblocks, but again, Pokemon will have roadblocks because they don't want you to go crazy out of the way with progress. They want you to face the gyms and not overlook them.
Like, it makes sense why you would have to use a ground type. Because again, it's immune to electric. So it would only just be a sticky web to... I would forget what it was called. It's not Crocodile. Krokorok. Yeah,
Ironically, the person who watched the anime doesn't remember Krokorok, one of the Pokemon that was definitely fixated on in the anime.
I have not seen the anime. I've only seen clips.
My bad. I thought you, with how much you were able to talk about it, you were
No,
seeing
I've just seen clips. I did catch it every once in a while on Cartoon Network, but I never like watched the whole thing. Like the Clay one was just straight up a clip I saw on YouTube.
Okay.
That's myself, you know. But then I get inside and I see N in the distance. Oh, fucking great. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna catch a Pokemon for a Clink! Oh, I love him. Okay, Gen 5's Pokemon are kind of hit and miss. Like, one problem is that Game Freak decided this time around that no old Pokemon were going to be returning. You couldn't use old Pokemon until the post-game. You had to use all new ones, which is a respectable design philosophy that I took as only being a suggestion. But it reveals a crack in Game Freak's design of Pokemon. Game Freak tends to rely on older Pokemon to fill in the gaps in the decks. This is why Johto only had 100 new Pokemon, Hoenn had 135, and Sinnoh had 107. But Unova has 156, more than any gen after Gen 1 is introduced, and part of that is that they had to take niches that were filled by other Pokemon and remake them, so you'll see a lot of familiar faces. But it does brush up against a creeping design issue, namely, modern Pokemon are over-designed. Because the Game Boy could only...
I disagree.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Like... And also...
Oh no,
sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, the visual over-design of a pigeon. Oh lord, I can't believe the Watchhog has a safety vest on. Great Gadzooks. Fighting types.
Okay, let's look at the so-called over-design. Parasect versus Dribble. Which one looks a bit more over-designed to you?
Neither. They both look like they have a simple concept in mind.
Yeah, they look about the same. Okay, Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan versus Stalk and Throw.
I mean, we got a guy who just punches and a guy who just kicks versus two guys who do karate. Technically, it's established one does throws grappling-based karate, the other does more, fist fighting.
And also, the latter ones have, a gi on.
Yeah.
which the earlier ones have. Even
'Cause-
then, though, like Hitmonchan has this fucking like boxing gloves
Vest
and a vest.
Yeah, the vest and skirt.
And they have shoes! I did not realize they had shoes!
That's cool.
So it's like, they're about designed! Zubats, Woobat. I guess you could argue Woobat's fluffier? Like, okay. The fucking, Timber versus Marchop. Okay, that one I can see. Timber obviously being more designed.
Yeah, but it's a good design.
It is a good design.
He has the wood. He's carrying the thingy.
But the thing is,
The
though,
muscular bulges are a little bizarre, but not by too much.
and then you have Rock'n'Roller and Geodude. Geodude looks more designed than the other one.
I know.
Because it has the fucking arms! And an actual face I can
Poliwag
emote!
has legs!
Poliwag has legs and a fucking swole! The other thing is just a happy tadpole!
With clefts, which I forget if it's clefts or a different note, but its eyebrows are musical notes.
Oh, that's actually a cool detail I did not know until now.
Yep, it's wearing headphones, its eyebrows are musical notes. I think that's it for the moment.
And then you have Chansey and Audino, which I guess Audino does look a bit more designed, but it also does not look that out of place compared to Chansey.
Yeah, but also, in all of them, the design choices are meaningful. Dwebble is a hermit crab who lives in a rock rather than a seashell.
Yep.
Woobat is a fluffy bat because fluffy bats exist, and the heart stamp is so that it can hang on walls.
Yep.
Because it doesn't have the legs. Sock and Throw are, well,
Martial
masters of
artists.
karate. They're evolved to mimic martial artists. Rock and Roller is an ear. That's about it.
That's hilarious. It should be a speaker.
Typal is...
I honestly kind of want a
Yeah.
Rock'n'Roller speaker. That just looks amazing.
Many people have that or a pencil sharpener. One
That
of the
also
two.
works.
Anyways, Time Pole is supposed to be based on sound stuff, so they have headphones and musical notes. And I don't know, while seemingly a bit awkward, the little tendrils on their ears are actually sensors for emotions and pain sensors. So it may doctor you.
Yeah, because literally, all of these things are just the others, essentially you could say redesigned, but that's not even entirely true. It's just different regions having similar Pokemon, like similar animals.
Yeah.
And also, I love how you completely skip over Timber.
Oh, sorry, my bad. But yeah, Timber's a construction worker. Fuck yes.
Which, hilariously,
Anyways.
that was Machop's job in the first gen!
Yeah. But for him, it was more of matter of oh yeah, you're strong, you can lift things, whatever. Start doing work for us. For Timber, it's in his nature.
Yep.
Anyways,
Mainly
I will.
mod-
Sorry, one last thing to say. I will say the vibe of Gen 5 Pokemon is drastically different than what we've seen in any other generation. That much is true. They're going for a very different art direction.
Would you like
But-
to know why?
Why?
Because this was the
I don't have to
first
study enough.
This is the first region that was not based in Japan. Well, I guess technically the
Oh,
Ore
yeah,
region,
yeah.
but the Ore region didn't introduce a new Pokemon.
Yep.
So it's that's the reason why it all looks different, because remember, Kanto, Johto, Hoenn, Sinnoh were all based on a different region in Japan. That's why they're called a region. And then when it came to Unova, they based it off of North America, more specifically the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why we have a lot of different looking Pokemon and more industrialized looking Pokemon, because the period they were taking inspirations from is more industrialized.
Yeah.
That's why we have.
It's exploring. It's exploring city life. But a lot of the older Pokemon are just animals because it was exploring the wildlife of going into a forest and catching bugs. Later ones
Which is also the reason why we don't have bug catchers anymore. Because bug catching is an extremely popular pastime for kids in Japan, not as much so in other regions. Like, I don't know a single bug catcher in America. I'm sure they exist. I don't know who they are.
Yeah. Anyways, sorry, cities, words. What was I doing?
Sorry.
Right. So there was like a slow transition where we'd see a bit more stuff being made, a little more Pokemon being designed to sort of purpose or stuff, or different, more extremes of nature, but it was all still about exploring nature. This one is about tackling the modernization of the world, massive cities and suburbia. So a lot more Pokemon are about being included in a settled life. They are part of industry. They are part of like urban landscapes, I guess. It's
development. Urban development.
Yeah, so a lot of them aren't so pretty anymore because a lot of them are adapting to a more like cold, but environmentally cold and detached environment.
Hell,
if that makes sense.
Hell, we have the Black City and White Tree Tower. Obviously being exclusive to the name of the ones I said. And yeah, like, because in Black City, it is very, very industrialized, with a lot of skyscrapers and shit.
Mm-hmm.
In White Tree Hollow, it's just a giant-ass tree. One representing more of industrialization, and the other one more about nature. But the thing is, though, White Tree feels a bit out of place compared to the rest of the game, because it's just a giant forest with a giant white tree. Not really something we see that much of in Pokemon in general, but definitely not in this region. However, in Black City, it's interesting seeing all the skyscrapers in black, but we've also seen skyscrapers a lot before. We've seen a lot of buildings before.
Yeah, also, I realize I say all this, and I'm currently looking at Lilligant. Lilligant and Whimsicott are perfectly natural Pokemon, but they're also nicer inclusions of more elegant things. Lilligant is someone who is dressing elegantly and is sort of queenly. Whimsicott, I don't quite get what the thematic inspiration is, but is a big ball of cotton.
Yep, and I don't think I need to explain why that's important in America.
I just remembered the color of its body. Oops.
Anyways, let's move on.
Actually, you know, it's based on a sheep. It's based on cotton and a sheep, I realize.
Modern Pokemon are over-designed. Because the Game Boy could only render so much, Gen 1 Pokemon tend to be very simple in design. And
you say that, but a lot of these actually look quite impressive.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at that Slowbro. Look at that Haunter. That Haunter still gives me nightmares. Look at the big meaty claws of the fucking King Claw.
Look at the giant egg of Executor.
Yeah! Like, you can say that all you want.
Execute, my bad.
Execute, yeah.
I meant execute.
We don't want to acknowledge the one next to it.
Yeah.
But, like, you can say that look at the fucking Gyarados!
Yeah.
Like, I don't necessarily get what they mean by simple design. When you look at these, and all of these are kind of complex. Especially for, like, fucking Venusaur up there. Venusaur is probably the most complex of the starters. And, yeah, because I can't even say it's more complex design. Like, obviously we have a lot of simpler ones here. But it's not like the complexity wasn't available back then. Sprites back then looked beautiful.
Here is the issue. And this is not her original complaint. She's trying to sound more deep and more meaningful, but this complaint isn't hers. It's from a bunch of other people who really just hated that Gen 5 was different. Gen 5 Pokemon and some of the Pokemon thereafter aren't wild animals. Many of them are integrations of human culture and wild animal designs.
Like
some of them aren't really animalistic at all.
Like Ice Cream and Gears, which would actually be pretty common in industrial America.
Pokemon, I mean, hell, beyond this, a lot of times there's time where they explore concepts that aren't just a wild animal. Only Generation 1 really started that, and even then they have explorations like a cloud of gas, a ghost,
Pokeball! Inverted Pokeball! Tangle of Vines!
What if a vaguely dog, cat, rabbit, chinchilla thing became cloaked in fire, became made of water, or is charged with electricity. These
What
are,
if-
I mean, they are animals, but they are now attributed to elements. Oh, hey, Porygon. You're literally a
Porygon.
computer program.
Look at Ditto! It's literally just slime!
Yep. So even then, we start to see non-animal designs, but Generation 1 stands out with a lot of very just, it's an animal type of design, like Rattata, Golbat, technically not Oddish, but Primeape, Growlithe, and words. Growlithe Evolution, Arcanine, Meowth. It's like, yeah, these are just an animal, but that's because they, I don't know, I honestly don't know what excuse to give them.
Well, were you trying to say Arcanine?
Yeah, I forgot Arcanine's name.
Fair enough. Also, we have a literal rock.
Yeah.
Just a rock.
No, he's a rock with hands, and his hands are cool because they're actual 5-digit fingers.
His name is literally Earth Dude.
Hell yeah.
Like,
Anyways, the point is, yes, they started off with generic animal designs. They were also trying to emulate, again, going into the wild and seeing just animals, just finding animals. But even then, they already started having deviance away from just the animal design. Generation 2, again, introduced some Pokemon which were just animals, like Ferret, but also introduced stuff that was more crazy, like, what if this slug was made out of entirely of lava and rock? Actually, sorry, was Magmar? Not Magmar. Slug Cargo, Mag Cargo, was that Gen 2 or Gen 3?
I believe that was Gen 2. I'm currently looking, though. Yeah, Slugma. Emma Cargo.
Okay. Yeah, anyways, so...
Literally,
yeah,
lava rock!
Technically, they're based on a slug, but it's a slug made out of lava. So even then, they're starting to introduce far more creative designs than just, it's a cat.
Also, Porygon, but smooth. It looks like one of those, fucking, blood drinkers that just dip into the water.
Yeah, anyways, all this to say is that they slowly shifted away from just an animal in design to, let's explore a concept. And the moment they started doing that, they started designing, they integrate animals when they can, but sometimes it's just about exploring a concept. So then we get to Gen 5, which has had quite a few years of exploring just a concept that we try to integrate animal into it. And that's where we get the designs today. Like concept, trash, and all the rubbish that we litter, gears in industry, Pokemon that integrates itself with typical jobs like security or construction or martial arts.
And hell, some of the Pokemon is also just a revamped of previously created ones, because, again, different region that's far away from the previous regions. They would have similar Pokemon that are different.
Yep.
Although, quick question, what is Larvitar based off of?
I don't... Well, Tyranitar is based off of, freaking Godzilla, but that's about it.
So, the Larvitar's design is just based off of a fictional giant lizard.
Yep. Anyways, all this to say that, that the complaints that people had, which were ultimately just because of the initial release of the game, not as people got used to it, by the way, is ultimately baseless and slowly fell apart as time went on. There are a lot of great designs in Gen 5, and even the ones that are a little awkward are just a different art style than what you're used to. They are a little less appealing, but they aren't bad. They still tell stories, they still have amazing integration with the Pokemon world, they just aren't pretty cutesy, oh my goodness, I want to do things that maybe shouldn't be mentioned to them. Lily. Not every Pokemon is here for you to admire. Some are here to be filler, others are here to have more battle focus. The list goes on. It is telling a story, not feeding your fantasies.
Hell, Sandile is literally Sandile literally just becomes a bad boy.
Sandile is a baby crocodile.
It's a baby crocodile. It's so youthful and happy, and then it gets a bit snarky, and then just becomes a fucking asshole.
Yeah. But it's
Okay.
cool like that.
Okay,
Sorry,
I'm making fun of it,
tangent
but...
done.
Yep.
This makes them extremely appealing. Most of them are just a thing with a face, but modern Pokemon have a tendency to be over-designed and filled with extraneous detail. For example,
I know I said tangent done, but thing with a face is not good design.
Not inherently, no. Because, like, thing with, literally, it was, what? A thing with a face. Okay, Geodude shouldn't have arms then. Because that's not a face. Geodude would be a lot less impressive.
But, try to give your things more character than just, I slapped a face on this thing.
Trubbish! Trubbish is also that! It's a trash bag with eyes!
Yes, but it's also greater narratives on littering.
Fucking Gothitelle line!
That's a little more difficult to argue.
I know, but it's just like, do people complain about the Gothitelle line? I thought people love goth mommies.
No, Gothitelle's line was pretty ugly. It was honestly the worst side of goths is the issue.
Well, probably. I just wanted to make the joke. Yeah,
fair. Sorry. But the story that one is trying to tell is the fashion deco shift of modern fashion lines.
That's interesting. And then also, thing with face. Okay, Vanillite. Vanillish.
Yeah, that's just thing with face.
Like,
technically
that line...
saying how they integrate with, camouflage in a world with humans. Cool.
It's like, there's so many Pokemon out there that is Pokemon. Like, Emolga. It's just a flying squall. An electric flying squall, but still a flying squall. Fungus is all Electrode. Fake Pokeball. Joltik, electric spider. Like, And also, I don't care what people say, I love Chandelure.
Chandelure's cool.
Chandelure's cool, and I love its Mega. I know some people hate it, but it's like, it's a more elegant Chandelure. What were you expecting, guys?
Yeah.
Geodude is perfect simplicity in design. He's a rock with fists and a face. This means he's quite expressive when he wants to be, and there's the fun of just a rock with fists. That is a boy with a lot of personality who is always ready to fight. By contrast, Roggenrola...
Please stop. I know she's not, but...
And ironically, right before the Pokemon, people make jokes about that.
Yeah, literally, the one that people want to either insert things into or make it speak. Either way,
Yeah.
I should say make it scream. Either way. I'm going to hell.
I don't even know what face he's making. This is a common issue with Gen 5. Personality is lost in the extraneous detail. This isn't always the case, though. Sometimes the Gen 5 Pokemon get it completely right, and I think the place where they do best is with Trubbish. Trubbish is perfect simplicity in design. He's just a trash bag with a face and some feet. But they really make use of it. Garbage leaking out serves as his arms, the part where the bag is tied off makes these little ears, and he's got these little feet. This is a Pokemon a child could easily draw. Plus, look at his face! He is such a doofy little boy. He's perfect. I love him. I feel like this is
What about
What?
Garbodor? What about Garbodor? What's your opinion on Garbodor?
Yeah, she probably addressing him well. He's not that different. Anyways, I am vastly impressed that just completely surprised that she likes Trubbish. That's like the iconic we hate new Pokemon. You can't just say, oh, I hate the new Pokemon designs, and then suddenly say, oh, I love Trubbish. That said, I think we finally found one redeeming quality about Lily. She found a way to make Trubbish adorable.
Yeah, no, honestly, Trubbish was my first shiny at Legends ZEA.
Oh, congrats.
I find that hilarious as shit as well.
True, but also congrats.
Honestly, finding shinies in that game is actually kind of easy. Because they don't despawn. If one spawns and you leave the area, it'll actually remember like the 10 recent ones you found. And you could go back there and catch it.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Yeah, no, they were actually forgiving just due to how easy it can be to lose shinies in like Legends Arceus. Because you might hear the noise of one spawning in, but that doesn't mean you can find it. Because if you're flying high above, it's hard to see where they spawn.
Yeah, fair enough.
So that was made to help it out. And I actually failed a mission because I had to follow a Pokemon. I heard the shiny and I stopped to catch the shiny. It was a shiny Weedle, by the way. And that's why I asked you about the bug question, the shiny Beedrill question.
Oh.
Anyways, back to what we're here to do.
Completely superior to Grimer in every way, who, being a pile of sludge, lacked a lot of charm, and really he should have been sillier. And this is the case with—
I disagree!
I love Alolan Grimer, mainly because good typing and just fun to use, but he's also just a happy fella.
He's also, okay, to be fair, we're talking about Kanto, not Alolan.
Well, yes, but the visual design is the same besides the colors, but I have to bring back Alola, because in Pokemon Refresh, being Pokemon me, and he's made of sludge, he has this big dopey smile on his face as you try to pet him and just get utterly slimed trying to, and he has no idea you're having trouble. He's like, huh? What? I'm your best friend.
Oh, so what do you mean? Look at this smile. This is a guy that wants to give you a hug. He's so happy to see you.
You may not want his hug, but he does want to give you a hug.
Sillier. And this is the case with every gen, but because Gen 5 was setting out to make new versions of older Pokemon that had dedicated fan bases, the parts where they miss stand out a lot more. Trubbish, Clink, and Dwebble look really, really good, but Roggenrola, Timber, and Woobat do not. So after I'm done gushing over a bag of garbage, two ninjas materialize around me and escort me 5 blocks north to
We've already talked about it.
Guys, I can walk. N tells me that Team Plasma will be waiting for me ahead, and I have to go through Chargestone Cave to find them. The moment I take a few steps forward, Bianca shows up to tell me the floating stones move when I touch them. I feel like I would have figured that out on my own. I mean, the natural inclination in this game is to interact with things, but Game Freak just can't stop being a hovering mother. As I adventure through, I come across a bridge, and the Shadow Triad forcibly escort me across. Okay, look, Pokemon's handholding is fucking ridiculous, and in later gens gets more insistent, but I think this part right here is without a doubt the worst. Game Freak thinks so little of the player that they don't trust them to navigate a straight line. There's no excuse for that. At the end of the cave, I run into N again, who rants about how—
That, honestly, I always took that to be more so like, yeah, no, they are watching your every move through this cavern.
Yeah, I didn't think it was, oh, they're hand-holding me. I thought it was more like, they're forcing this meeting to happen.
Yep.
You're not in control here. They're in control here. You have to deal with the fact that you're just going to have to play nice with them for now. They may be incredibly dangerous.
how he'll separate the shades of gray into black and white. Dude, you're not even a character at this point. If you got any more one-dimensional, you'd be a dot. He then asks me if I have a dream of my own, to which I say, nah, and he says someone without a dream will never understand him. Oh, I understand you all right. I don't think you understand yourself. Oh, yeah.
No, you don't understand shit, Lily.
Yeah, we understand this.
The point is that people want to believe in black and white. People want to see the world as good and evil. The problem is that's not how the world is. This is something that cult leaders actually use. Black and white thinking. This is a fucking... God, I hate Lily. Because no, Anne wants to remove the gray from the world in order to go and try to say, yes, this is right, no, that is wrong. But that's where we have to start, because the world is not black and white. It's shades of gray. It always has been and always will be.
Yeah, I don't know what to add, though.
In case you were wondering if N being a Pokemon trainer makes him a hypocrite, every time you fight him, he has a different set of Pokemon, implying he's released them. And in the sequels, you can actually find and catch his Pokemon in the wild, so he's not a hypocrite, he's just sincerely brain dead. N waxes—
Fuck you!
I forget how... I haven't studied N's Pokemon enough to say. Is there a way to know that N's Pokemon in particular?
Yeah, so in order for this to work out, you need a, either a defunct system, the online thing they had, Pokemon Global,
Oh yeah.
You either needed that or you needed a second DS.
Oh.
But you could do I believe it was called a memory link in Black and White 2 that will connect to your copy of Black and White and essentially transfer some of the data over, and it'll unlock new things for you. One of those being End's Pokemon that will have its own unique shine when it gets sent out.
Oh.
And if you catch it and actually look at its original channel, it would say N.
Nice.
Which kind of implies once you catch a Pokemon, that Pokemon technically always belongs to you, even if you release it. The original trainer ID is weird. It's not consistent.
Fair enough.
Poetic some more about ideals before Bianca shows up with Juniper. Your opinion is understandable. It happens to be different from mine. Oh my god, please somebody say a line that actually has some meaning to it. You know, I wouldn't be this bothered if it weren't for the fact that the fandom's been spending the last few years absolutely gassing up this fucking game like it's the holy grail of Pokemon stories. And I get it. For a lot of people, this game came out when they were 9 and it was the first story that talked about something like belief, but holy shit does this not hold up. At Mistral-
Okay, no, this is coming from a guy that has played a lot of games growing up, including, obviously, some Pokemon, but like Kingdom Hearts, Sonic, which I don't think I need to go into how that topic gets brought up, considering the whole thing about that is nature versus machine. Not to mention, I played Sonic and the Secret Rings, and that whole...
I'm not as peeved. Sorry. Whilst Gen 5 is peak, its story is not the strong point. There are other Pokemon stories that do things better. I don't exactly know which ones to name, but again, the story here is just okay. It's not anything super deep. The deepest part is N, and it's interesting to explore him, but that's honestly it for me in particular. The thing is, because you're trying to skip over so much of the gameplay, and are refusing to play the post game, and are refusing to explore the sequels, and are refusing to play this game as a commitment, you're missing the majority of gameplay that makes this peak. You're missing the majority of experience that makes this peak. The story is just one of the more middling parts of the game.
Triple battles have not been mentioned. Rotation battles have not been mentioned.
And they're so good. At least for being interesting, if not for actually trying to compete in them.
The fucking Ferris wheel has more to it, but that has not been mentioned.
The extra receiver, well, that's Black 2.
No, you get that in this one too.
No, not the extra receiver itself. I mean the people you call via the extra receiver.
Oh, okay, fair. Also, you getting a boyfriend/girlfriend in Black and White 2.
Yeah, that. Anyways, like, Gen 5 isn't the best because it nailed some incredibly moving story. Few Pokemon games even begin to do that, by the way. It's amazing because it had some of the best game feel we've ever seen from this game, period. It has some of the best art style and amazing music. Like, sorry, it's 2026. You have to have been around for Gen 5 music hits hard actually type videos, which is quite literally just going through the OST saying, wow, I can't believe I thought this game was kind of middling. This OST is amazing.
Yeah. There's a lot of reasons to love Black and White, and okay, I'll admit, maybe the story isn't for some people. I personally do like the story, but I'm also someone that likes challenging of ideals. I do like that, and I do like Anna as a character for that, and I can understand why some other people might not. I'm just not one of them.
Yeah. I'm trying to think other besides the music.
But
I don't know.
Let's continue. Let's continue. We're already 2 hours in.
No, I have one little epithet. It's like the reason I focus so much on the visuals and music of this game is DS Pokemon honestly is just a perfect way to play Pokemon, and the experience is golden. Gen 5 just polished it. Gen 4 ran so that Gen 5 could soar.
I have a question. Is it hot gold? Did they make it hot gold?
Huh?
I was trying to make a pun because you said it made black and white made it gold, and I was like, did it make it hot gold?
Fair. So no. Anyways, point is, Pokemon on the DS was probably just the best way to play it in terms of portability, just communication, all that.
I'll say that
it was just really good.
I'll say this: the best way to play Pokemon is on a handheld. It's supposed to be best done on a handheld because, one, that was the initial intention of it, was play it on the handheld.
Driving in my car.
Right, anyways. And I still find that because I have Omega Ruby on my 3DS, and I prefer playing it on my 3DS than I do on my computer. And on my computer, I can have it upscaled and everything. But no, I prefer it on the 3DS because just having it be portable, that I can lay down in bed and play it, that opens up a whole new, like, relief, I guess you could say. Like, genuinely, on actual hardware, original hardware, that is the best way to play games.
Yep. Like, as much as I hype up this game a bunch, it's not that it did anything super exceptional. It just took the amazing formula that is Pokemon and polished it till it shines. That is it. And I know it's not a lot to ask for, but considering what we'll see in the future, that's a lot to ask for.
Yeah. But we'll get there when we get there. We are 2.5 hours into this.
Yeah.
Fulton City, I immediately run into Jupiter's father, who upgrades the firmware of my Pokedex. I hear Apple was planning to do something like this before they just decided to take your entire phone hostage until you install their software. After that, the gym leader says I can challenge her. But first, she has to go up to Celestic Tower to help a sick Pokemon, and none too subtly suggests that I should come along. So I follow after her, but when I get to the top, the sick Pokemon's already gone, and she makes me ring a bell. Did I come up here just to ring a bell? Anyway, going back to the gym, and this gym is unique because you get to shoot yourself.
Okay, fuck you!
What? I kind of blank on what the Celestial Tower is about, per se, with the bell ringing, but yeah, it is a pretty interesting little story bit.
If I recall, isn't that how you get the, start the roaming,
Oh, no, they just appear on about. They're like, oh, hi.
What
Bye.
was Celestial Tower about, then?
I forget if Team Plasma was there or not, but yeah, a lot of it was just exploring the tower to get to the top and ring the bell. I can't remember clearly. Let me look it up.
Oh, right! This was the Pokemon Tower! Celestial Tower is Pokemon Tower!
True. That's from your former Streisand. Oh, sorry, Skylar, the flying type gym leader, is probably honoring her dead here, I think. She has come here to care for a fainted flying type she saw while flying her plane. After she's healed the Pokemon, she insists the player ring the bell at the top, but bell at the top of the tower. Late in the game, the player can meet champion Alder here. Oh, ringing the bell will comfort the spirit of his very first Pokemon. Before he leaves the tower, he mentioned that he and his Pokemon were madly pursuing strength, much the same way that Charon does. So yeah, it's mostly just to have a meaningful spiritual journey. Because it's Pokemon Tower.
Yep, Pokemon Tower. Which means all of the rules of Pokemon Tower apply.
Sadly, no Ghost Marowak, but
Honestly, it'd probably be better for it. We've already have a deck, considering Skylar mentioned she hit a Pokemon with a flying type Pokemon with her plane. That Pokemon probably died on the spot there. So
yeah.
she didn't necessarily heal the Pokemon, more so than try to lay its spirit to rest. And that's what she was trying to do. She didn't want to straight up tell the kid, yeah, I killed a Pokemon. She tried to make it better.
Yeah.
Which is really dark and what I love about Pokemon. And of course, this will never be known to Lily, because Lily does not give a damn about the dead.
Yep.
Out of cannons. Wee, 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 wee.
I love this gimmick. It's so visual.
Special. I was in this loop of almost one-shotting the enemy.
Hold on, I just need to do that joke again.
Yeah.
Wee, fuck. The gym leader was nothing special. I was in this.
Wee, fuck.
Yeah.
God damn
That
it.
reminds me of Alessa's gym wears the roller coasters. I love the roller coasters, man.
Okay, I'm sorry, Lily. You deserve that laugh. You earned that laugh.
Yeah.
Loop of almost one-shotting the enemy healing, and then almost one-shotting them again. After that, I step outside. Oh god, no. N was waiting outside to start talking about how Pokemon battles are inherently unethical. Dude, are you stalking me? Have you clued into the fact that I'm the only one who can't verbally respond, so you seek me out to rant? He decides that he wants to talk to G, and oh, you stay the fuck away from my Gardevoir, you sweaty debate bro-ass looking motherfucker. This guy, who hates humans, lives all his life around Pokemon, talks about the erasure of humanity like it's a good thing, wants to talk to this Pokemon in particular. I've had to Google Gardevoir like 17 times making this video. I know exactly what you're up to.
Stay back!
You do the same thing!
Yeah.
Like,
Wow.
wait, why'd you have to Google Gardevoir that many times, Lily? Like,
And in
why?
that particular context, why? Why is that? Why is that?
And also, if you were Googling Gardevoir, why don't you just go to Bulbapedia? Google doesn't automatically show images.
Hey, Lily, why does your frequently visited tabs have fur affinity?
I've got Kiwi! Run, Joey, run!
He then continues to rant about how having a dragon will make everyone agree with him and fucks off. Guy's a broken record, I fucking swear. Have you tried knitting? It's very soothing. Making it to Isira City, I made a beeline straight for the gym. It's another sliding ice puzzle like Sinnoh and Johto had, but it really evolves the concept with a rotating block that helps you navigate. Good puzzle. Gym battle was nothing
Very
special, just
pretty.
calm-minded psychic. Upon making it outside, Charon asked me if something has changed, if he's become stronger, or if only his Pokemon have. I don't know anymore. Dude, will you calm down? You're really overthinking this. You think I'm out here with a guiding philosophy of strength? No, I'm just on a road trip with my angry celery friend. Maybe if you relaxed and enjoyed the trip, you'd be a lot more emotionally fulfilled, and maybe you'd stop bothering me. Then the gym leader...
That's part of the point.
Yeah, I mean, I just covered with the Celestial Tower. Charon is a flawed character. It's like intentionally meant to be flawed. He's seeking strength and victory obsessively.
He doesn't even necessarily know why he's seeking that for either. Unlike Hugh, who actually does have a goal in mind.
Seeing the credits.
Yep. But no, like, Charon does not... Charon is pursuing this mindless power obsession and not finding fulfillment in it, and he's being confused why. I had the same thing, actually. I thought I knew what I wanted to do growing up, and then when I finally got a chance to start onto that, I did not feel fulfilled. It's not easy knowing what you want in life. Your ideals will constantly be challenged. And honestly, I don't know if that just... Okay, I need to calm down real quick. I am getting a bit loud. And I don't know if it's not due to... I don't know if it's due to the fact that Lily genuinely just has, like, no drive in her life or something. But... So that's why she's just so complacent. Because, like, I'm sorry. Going through this one, I don't feel like she really has a drive. Because she's been complaining most of the time about things. What?
She has a brain that does not think. It is a simpler life, and that's why in previous videos I said, man, I'm so jealous of it. Because sometimes I wonder, what it would be like to not think all the time? To not worry all the time?
Yep.
It must be easy and simple.
But unfortunately, we're more cursed like children.
Yep, our brains don't stop thinking.
And yeah, and so we're constantly having to double check on things. But no, this is supposed to be a turning point for Charon, because he thought he knew what he wanted to do, which was becoming an excellent battler, probably even champion. And especially with all of his failures against us, he's probably wondering if he could even achieve that type of strength now. And then we know later, like, yeah, he actually did find his meaning in life and became a gym leader. He still has a lot to learn from it, but he's finally making his first actual steps. And,
yeah.
Like, this is one of the reasons why people love the story of Black and White. It's not... We get to see two people develop into their own persons. Chirin and Bianca. We rarely get to actually see this in other Pokemon games.
comes out and spots the Shadow Triad, who tells me to go meet N at Dragon Spiral Tower, a trip that everyone decides to go on as well. Oh, there's gonna be dialogue spam there, I just know it. Arriving at Dragon Spiral Tower...
Time for plot!
Yeah, time to deal with Team Plasma again. Die.
Uh-oh.
Is something going wild at the top of the tower? Weird, that almost sounded like dialogue instead of narration, but there's nobody... Wait. No. No, she...
It's G!
Did the player character speak? Holy shit! I made my way...
No, it's not speaking!
Behold,
It's internal thought, you
dialogue.
dumbass!
Behold the power of internal dialogue.
Lily, even you can't be so stupid to mix internal thoughts with dialogue. Who would you have even said it to?
Through the ocean of plasma fights, and one problem I'm having is that because the fight with N on the Ferris wheel was so difficult and took so many attempts, G ended up advancing 7 levels on that fight alone, which means she's now completely overleveled for the rest of the entire game. I'm almost 10 levels above most of Team Plasma at this point. I make it past...
Then stop using G! Use your other team!
And how's the rest of your team? And how is the rest of your team doing?
them and oh my god, she spoke again. That's really cool. The player never speaks in these games. That's so cool. Anyway, I make it to the top, and N has managed to summon Deathwing the Destroyer and insists that with his help, he'll defeat the champion and Pokemon.
Hold on.
Yep, I'm
so when other characters talk bad, but when your character talk good?
I think it's more so the novelty of it.
Fair enough.
Also ignoring the fact that they have spoken a lot. In fact, every single fucking choice you get pulled up, you say yes or no to. Is your character speaking?
Yeah, silent protagonist paradox.
And also, that's part of the reason why those options are there, is to make your character speak. It's supposed to be an instant like, oh, okay, so this is what I'm saying. Because otherwise, it kind of gets confusing when they act like you spoke, but you don't know what you said.
Yeah.
Will be separated from their trainers, somehow. He talks about not achieving this by force, but instead persuasion, but I don't know how he intends to do that. People aren't going to think you're right because you shut up with a dragon. That's a classic argument from authority. He then insists that if I want to stop him, I'll have to get the other dragon to do battle with him. And I don't need the other dragon. I could kick your ass right here, dickweed. But he runs away and the rest of the Scooby gang meet me at the bottom and insist I should go to Relic Castle to find the stone to summon Reshiram. Guys, I don't need Reshiram. Let's just go curb stomp this bitch already. Or we could just not and let him completely fail to change people's minds. Like, this place was built off of America. You can't get Americans to admit there's an impending climate crisis while half their states are on fire, let alone give up their pets. So I make it to Relic Castle.
Okay. The reason why is because you need a Pokemon of... Again, it goes back to truth versus ideals. Also, I'm gonna say this. Lily would never be chosen for any legendary Pokemon.
She's gonna have a lot of fun with, yeah, Reshiram.
Yeah, immediately into the box.
Oh no. Remember, Suicune.
No, you have to catch Reshiram.
That's what I'm saying. She's gonna have a field trip realizing she's forced to catch this thing.
Ah, that's what you mean. Fair. But also, no, it's supposed to be truth versus ideals, and also, N doesn't really know the plan. Getsis is the one with the plan, not N. Because remember, Getsis is the actual leader of Team Plasma. N is just the spokesfigure. He is the quote-unquote king that's being advised by his father.
Yeah, also, yes, technically you could beat Zekrom with any Pokemon, but the legendaries are designed to be more powerful. Just like in general.
Like,
it is meant to be uphill for anything but an equalist legendary.
Like, it's literally just JRPG logic of, oh, we need X artifact to deal with this guy, even though technically you can use anything. Kind of like how you need the Keyblade to beat the Heartless, although Donald and Goofy can kill, like, regular Heartless.
Yeah, it's just your Keyblade is strong enough to be able to truly stand equal to them, where Donald and Goofy are kind of just doing the thing.
Yeah, no, it's just a strength of, like, it's just that. It's just, it's story reason, it's supposed to be plot reason. The story and themes would not work otherwise. But as we've already stated, she doesn't care about the story, so fuck any sort of meaning.
Castle, where Charon runs up and tells me that it's Relic Castle. Thanks, Charon, you're very helpful. At the bottom, we find Getsus, who announces that the Lightstone isn't here, and then offers me congratulations for being chosen by the king. Chosen to kick his ass, maybe. He says if I fail, Team Plasma will steal Pokemon from people and release them. Then Alder asks if the Pokemon really want that. Hey, what's this? You're actually engaging with the conversation. What happened to the last 12 cutscenes where you waxed poetic about opinions and did nothing else? That actually raises an interesting notion. If they steal Pokemon from people and release them, what's stopping the Pokemon from just going back? The reason why this is such a false lead is because Pokemon has pretty much always reinforced that Pokemon like their trainers and their relationship is consensual. Oh, that almost stepped into bad territory. Their relationship is symbiotic. Pokemon agree to be trained, and that's evident just by what Pokemon are. Humans aren't special. G doesn't follow me around because I abuse her into complacency. That's impossible. This thing is a walking nightmare of psychic powers and teeth, and it's very evidently intelligent. It's not going to submit to anything, no matter what the internet might tell you. How do you know whether the Pokemon or the human has control? Simple. Which one can cast Hyper Beam? Yeah, that's what I thought. After we get out, we head...
I need to...
It's not going to submit to anything, no matter what the internet might tell you. How do you know whether the Pokemon or the human has control? Simple. Which one can cast Hyper Beam? Yeah, that's what I thought. After we get out...
So, do you know the funny thing about that?
What?
That got explained in-game! Because, remember, Getsus isn't here to release Pokemon. Getsus wants to remove power from everyone against him. He doesn't care for liberation of Pokemon. He doesn't care about Pokemon safety. His own ace Pokemon fucking despises his trainer.
Yeah.
Like, remember, like... That's the point. They want to not liberate Pokemon, but take Pokemon away from the trainers so they can't fight back. As we've seen, Pokemon are essentially who has the bigger gun in this.
It would have been interesting to watch them fulfill the mission and release Pokemon for them to come back and save them, but that takes things out of the player's hands. It means we have to take a forced loss and whatever. And it's a lot of animation.
Yep, and also people don't like forced losses.
Hi.
And also, there's essentially no challenge they can make that you will probably find a way to cheat it. Pokemon is extremely cheatable.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, unfortunately, it's just like, this gets explained in-game. Lily doesn't fucking care. But, yeah.
We head back to Nakreen City because it turns out Lenora had the Lightstone the entire time. Well, damn, Lenora, coming through at the last minute. You're great. Just before I take it, though, Alder warns me that by taking up the Lightstone, I'm committing to stopping N if he fails and asks if I'm ready for that. Well, shit, when you put it that way, I only became a Pokemon trainer 17 hours ago. Maybe not. So you're just going to allow N to fulfill his plans for a new world? Dude, you asked me if I was ready for this. Don't ask me to second guess myself and yell at me for doing it. That's just mean. So coming...
It's supposed to make sure you are ready. That you understand the stakes of it. Obviously, they have to force you to do it because plot. But, like, this is literally, like, this is a lot of responsibility. Are you sure? Once you pick this up, you can't go back from it. It's not him yelling at you for not picking the fucking stone.
Yeah, I mean, you see how it comes off as such. They could have worded it better about understanding the stakes rather than saying, "Would you consent to this?" But yeah.
To peer pressure, I accept the Lightstone, and now I have to go to Opelucid City to ask the gym leader
what
for help.
The fuck? Emulation.
Yes,
Going on to the two blind.
Yes, I'm running this on legal hardware. Definitely. I don't know what you're saying.
I mean, she already said she wasn't.
I know, but. Jeez.
To ask the gym leader for help. Before I make it onto the two blind bridge, I get accosted by Bianca, who demands a battle, and then talks about ideals as if I supposedly have any. Bianca, I'm a mute child. I have no ideals. Stepping onto the bridge, I see Getsus in the distance, and then the Shadow Triad escorts me 5 steps north again. Why are you like this? Getsus, they give...
No treat.
Yeah,
They are forcing you to be unable to retreat. Same thing with the cave.
Yep. It's like, and also it's just a good thing to, you know, guard their boss.
Yeah.
Because it prevents you from just unleashing out Gardevoir and trying to summon a black hole. They'll be right next to you to stop you with any of their Pokemon. Or hell, ninja techniques, because apparently these fuckers can teleport.
Yeah. Oh, hi, General General. Oh my. Hi, Emperor Palpatine. Oh, what's that? Your Imperial Guards on coffee break? Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Up the ghost that his entire philosophy is a lie to seize control of Unova. Oh no! I'm shocked, completely and utterly bamboozled, utterly fucking blindsided. What a twist, Mr. Shyamalan. I definitely thought Pokemon was seriously going to unpack its own ethics. Totally did not expect a reassuring excuse coming. By my hubris, I have been fooled, good sir. Making it to Opelucid City, I found Team Plasma making a lame speech. Maybe we should release our Pokemon. Are you fucking kidding me? These fucking simps, I swear. Iris drags me to a building to tell me a story about the legend.
He has to pull up the illusion!
Yeah, he's good at establishing that maybe we're doing things wrong, and it's hard to disprove things unless you are very resolved that yes, you do treat your Pokemon right. The lack of the communication barrier makes it tough. Are they really happy, or do they have grievances to air? We don't know. There's no earthly way of knowing. Technically there's N, but he refuses to interact with people and answer their questions.
Yep, and not to mention, Getsus. He knows that we're against him. He's not going to keep the facade up around us. But to the townspeople? Yeah, of course. People, come on, don't hate me in the balls. I mean, could you imagine being cooped up in a tiny cell for all days until the jailer finally decides to let you out to fight another person?
And sure, depending on the theory, that jail is actually really this little comfy environment for you to live in, but it's still not the outdoors.
I know, so we don't even know if that's actually the case or not.
Yep, it's purely speculation.
It's pure speculation. So far we know it is a cell, not even a cozy one. Like the lecturing ball probably is cozy, but
or worse, you become data.
Yep, or you just become data, and then you technically don't exist.
Mm-hmm. You may not even be conscious to understand that you were in a Pokeball for an extended period of time.
Like the manga at least does solidify that, like, yeah, no, they do just get shrunk into the Pokeballs. Like they're so conscious they can see outside of it. But still,
and they kind of just in that way they just kind of vibe in it. It's kind of adorable.
Until the button breaks.
I haven't seen what happens if the button.
They get stuck. They are stuck in the Pokeball until someone can get them out. If the button breaks.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, you don't want your Pokeball to break.
Wow.
But yeah, no, it's like, and again, all what we're saying are potential. Obviously, we know for a fact that's not actually the case. However, most people don't. Most people don't think that hard about Pokemon. We do because we're fucking autistic nerds.
Dragons and how they represent truth and idea. Oh my god. If one more person talks about ideals, I'm going to fucking scream. After getting the 8th badge, don't give me that look. The gym is crap and the battle was boring. I swept with Psychic, don't fucking complain. And Professor J—
Fuck you! That was one of the most visually interesting dungeons yet. Well, gyms yet.
Dragon Maze. The tough, hard-hitting dragons, like one of them being the pseudo-legendary. I'd be quite interested to learn how you beat it with just Psychic, if not for the fact that you've already elaborated your strategy and it's fucking boring.
Also, being like 10 levels higher.
That too.
And
train your goddamn Lilligant.
Juniper mentions that Reshiram will appear before someone truly worthy. Cool, but I still don't need Reshiram. Then she drags me by the neck toward Victory Road. Lady, I can walk! Playing this game, I sometimes feel like a small child trying to pull her hand out of her mother's grip. Let go, Masuda. Let people play the game themselves. Once I make it to the Pokemon League, the Elite Four fell like fucking dominoes. The closest thing to a hassle I had was having to switch out to B-Sharp on Chantal. Marshall, his Pokemon are all pure fighting type and fell to Psychic. Caitlyn, her Pokemon are Psychic type and I have Shadow Ball. And Grimsley, I struck 4 focus blasts in a fucking row. It was a slaughter. Getting out to the champion, it turns out that he's been defeated by N, who through his show of strength will now issue an order to the entire region to release their Pokemon because that's how politics works. You beat the champion of Pokemon and that makes you president now. But he's all like, we will decide this between you and I, but then says this isn't an appropriate place for dragons to fight, so he raises an entire castle out of the ground, which was conveniently placed right around the Elite Four and nobody noticed being constructed.
A new empire.
Honestly, fair.
For all we know, the Elite Four was created above the ruins of the castle.
I mean, maybe. I don't know.
Like, we don't know much about the castle.
It was just kind of crazy that they quite literally rose the castle out of the earth.
Yeah. Yeah.
They castle now? They castle now.
Somehow being returned.
So I head up into the castle where I encounter the 7 sages.
Those in accordance with fate are preserved, and those who rebel against fate perish. When the way is forgotten, duty and justice appear. One can lose the forest for the trees.
Are you guys just gonna spew cliches?
If you make a mistake and do not correct it, that is a second mistake. Superior men understand what is right. Inferior men understand what will sell.
Please. Please, Masuda. I can't take any more shtick. But this time the sages do want to battle, but just as they're about to surround me...
My boy!
It's like, sorry, pause it. Oh, please, Lily. You do not want to fight 8 people at once. Don't you know that's 8 different runs to the Poké Center?
To be fair, it'll probably be back-to-back, so you don't even get that.
I'm just joking with how bad she is at this.
Clay walks in with all the gym leaders. Okay, no hyperbole, no irony, no sarcasm. As awful as this game's writing has been, this bit's fucking cool. Seeing Clay, Lenora, Iris, and the other gym leaders I care significantly less about show up is fucking cool. Plus it means instead of spamming Psychic, I get to run through a creepy castle. I reach N's throne and he yammers on about ideals and truth and then summons Zekrom to help him. But then the Lightstone pops out.
So, as I was saying way earlier in the story, yes, the way they have the gym leaders act isn't always great because they need to facilitate gameplay, but I love that the gym leaders are included in this fight for the world.
Yeah! Honestly, they need more. They need more of this.
Yes. Anyways, balls.
Of my bag and summons Reshiram in response, and then I'm forced to catch it, which is what the Master Ball was for, I assume. Unless this Pokemon had a really high catch rate and I wasted it. But if I did, I don't care, we're at the end of the game anyway. Then Reshiram gets put into the PC, and the game—
To be fair, we know she's not doing the post-game, but what about all the fucking post-game shit? These are the roaming legendaries!
I'm impressed. She did not go absolutely apeshit over the fact she couldn't kill Reshiram.
To be fair, she also just threw a ball, the Master Ball, because she just wanted to get it done with. If she didn't have that as an option, she would have been complaining.
Yeah, but that's kind of natural. That's how it works.
He asks if I want to add Reshiram to my party.
No, I won't need that.
Fuck your prophecy, fuck your themes, you already know what the fuck it is. N throws a little baby bitch tantrum about how he wasn't strong enough to enact segregation, and then Getsus comes in and just fucking roasts him for being weak and stupid. And Getsus is scum, but goddamn, N, you fucking deserve this. Fuck this guy. Fuck this guy. Getsus fully—
Fuck you! No one, understandably, no one should be getting a— No! This is not good parenting. This is showing Getsus is literally a shit father who abuses his own children. You are literally saying, oh yeah, you deserve to be abused. You completely unsympathetic, absolute dipshit of a person who deserves to rot in the bottomless pits of hell. No one deserves abuse. That will only continue the fucking cycle and make everything worse. Do you have any sort of sympathy, any shed of good in the deep, bottomless hells of your soul? Are you the daughter of literal Satan? And did you fuck yourself to become even worse? Goddamn, fuck you, Lily.
I could say a joke, but it's not going to be much. But it's like, is N's name G for the Gardevoir? No? Then of course she has no compassion for him. Mainly because she can't do them.
Sorry, I am very much against abuse. And actively encouraging and saying you deserve abuse. You're just a completely shit person. You don't deserve anything.
And I thought I was just going to get into the thing about someone having shitty opinions. I didn't know that it was like about someone who was literally scum, full front to back, up, down, left, right, and center.
I genuinely forgot she said this. Honestly, I might just remove fucking Ed and just put a very pissed off me on this. For the fucking thumbnail, cause I did not mean to blow. I'm blowing up more than you are. And
No, okay, sorry. I kind of zoned out. Sorry, ADHD took over and I started checking other things. But seriously, no one deserves abuse, and Geddes is not even beginning to be in the right here. There's no world where N just, like, N in particular doesn't deserve any sort of the shit he gets.
And the thing
He is completely a victim.
N was likely sheltered as a kid as well. He only had Pokemon growing up before Getsus took him in. He doesn't understand anything, and Getsus took advantage of that so fucking much. And now you're saying Getsus is in the goddamn right? Just because you don't like N? How are you worse than Getsus?
Somehow.
Gives up the ghost for the 17th time in the game that he just wants to rule as dictator and then challenges me to a fight. A fight he fucking loses. Getsus gets carried out, swearing that he would have gotten away with it if it weren't for that meddling kid and her angry celery, and then N wants to have a final conversation where he doesn't really change much of anything at all. He says, maybe different opinions are good. Good job, N. Not sure we needed an entire game for you to figure that out, but sure. You've managed to meet the intellectual standards of a 6-year-old.
Yeah, fuck you.
And then he flies off on Zekrom, and that's the end of the game. Holy shit.
Okay, actually, pause.
No hyperbole.
You know, when you are not a stuck-up and snobby asshole, yeah, learning to deal with other people's opinions in a legitimate sense is difficult and is a major thing to learn. Like, that's a major part of functioning as a better person, is accepting other opinions and not making a big deal about them. Ironically, what we're doing here, but it's not a perfect. It's even just saying opinions are opinions in itself is not a perfect opinion.
Hell, even then, we have been giving her, fucking leeway. When we do agree with the point, we agree with the point. When she gets us a laugh out of us, we admit she got a laugh out of us. We're not being biased. We're being consistent and saying when her opinions are shit and explaining why.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like, sure, this game isn't always the most nuanced with it, but ultimately the lesson is learn to think about how other people think and stop getting stuck in your own ways of thinking. That is an important life lesson for anybody to learn, whether you learn it through Pokemon or anything else. It's a part of understanding empathy, though ironically empathy is more about applying your mental state to them and understanding how you synchronize, rather than considering them as different. But anyways, it's all important life lessons, and if you actually cared about thinking about what other people think about, how their opinions are, how they, like, beyond opinions, just morals in general, and the greater ethics beyond any person's interpersonal morals, yeah, it requires a lot of genuine thought. It's an important lesson for anyone to learn, and you'd care about that if you had any capacity to think about other people.
Genuine.
I wanted to add this earlier. Note that she's very much willing to give a lot of sympathy and love to things that entertain her, such as Murder Bug and Murder Celery. But the moment things don't entertain her, she's absolutely callous.
Yep.
Maybe she's not really here to care about them as people at all, even the ones she likes.
Nope, they're all just her playthings at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just...
It's so funny that, like, literally the one thing Black and White is trying to challenge is the exact thing that's currently playing it. Well, not currently. You know what I mean.
Legit.
So, of course the story fell flat on her. She's literally the antagonist.
Yep! She gets this somehow! I did not expect that type of realization, but here we are!
I didn't want to have to think about Getsus being that sort of way about his Pokemon team. Oh no.
Honestly, I was gonna say maybe that's one benefit for Lily, but let's be honest, it's not.
No.
It's not.
Do not the Pokemon. Like, if you were a Pokemon, maybe then you can the Pokemon, but you're not a Pokemon, so do not the Pokemon.
Okay, let's just wrap this up. I need a break.
Shit. No
That's
hyperbole.
Fair.
No sarcasm. That was the worst piece of shit I've ever fucking played.
Is there anything she has to add, or are we just going on to the Gen 6 transition?
We have to finish our closing statements.
Yep, let's go.
Also, this Black and White Gen 5 took us 3 hours.
Yeah. Unsurprising, because it's good game, and we can't agree with someone who says it's bad game. That'd be sacrilegious.
So fucking boring. It's your typical Pokemon game, but laden with interruptions from annoying fucking characters who only exist to harass you with the most mind-numbing fucking
really
take
quiet.
in the goddamn...
I'm trying to let her say her closing statements.
I don't see the video, though.
What? Why not?
It's stuck for me, I don't know. You didn't press play or something. I don't know.
I did. The video was going.
Let me reload the stream. Oh, well, there it is. I guess, could you go back then? To the point where the title screen was. There we go.
Holy shit. No hyperbole. No sarcasm. That was the worst piece of shit I've ever fucking played. This game is so
fuck you,
fucking
fuck you,
boring.
fuck you,
It's your
fuck
typical
you,
Pokemon
fuck you.
game,
Fuck you.
but laden with
God damn it!
fucking boring. It's your typical Pokemon game, but laden with interruptions from annoying fucking characters who only exist to harass you with the most mind-numbing fucking take in the goddamn world. Every line in this game is just about how great it is to have opinions. Not about the opinions we have, but how great it is to just fucking have them. That is the most basic bitch fucking theme in the goddamn world. I have been under duress this entire fucking time, especially when these characters talk about what great friends we are.
Fuck you.
Okay,
fuck you.
Fuck you. No, your ideals are that Pokemon and humans should be together as friends. That's the opinions we're talking about. Getsus and Team Plasma has the opposite opinion, where humans and Pokemon should be separated. And believes, because it actually would be good for Pokemon, because most of the Pokemon he hangs out with are not trainable Pokemon, are wild Pokemon. And
or even maybe even abused ones. Who knows?
Maybe even abused ones. And not to mention
the reason they waffle on about like it's nice having opinions is because they don't need to get into the ins and outs of their particular opinions. They are trying to say having a singular view about what's good and bad for Pokemon isn't going to function.
The story is way more nuanced than this. Then it's just, having opinions is great. No, clearly it's not if we have to fight against someone else's opinion. It's almost like there are wrong opinions out there, Lily. You wouldn't know anything about wrong opinions, would you, Lily?
Well, no, they are saying it's important to allow different opinions to coexist so that they can enter a larger conversation. Trying to shut down all other opinions and establish your own as singular can lead to devastating effects if you're wrong. The way you can check and balance that without trying to be yourself too authoritarian is to allow a greater slew of opinions to enter the mix and let iron sharpen iron. In theory, even this practice isn't perfect, but it's the best centrist view to give people so that you aren't being so sided towards progress and saying yes, right is right, wrong is wrong, or being too conservative, which is what's right is what we say is right and what's wrong is what we say is wrong.
The world is gray. The world will always be gray. Opinions is what makes the world gray.
Yes, the opinions is what makes the world gray, and that's what they're trying to establish. They're trying to say, let us keep the world gray. That's the beauty of opinions.
Let's wrap this up.
It's sure, fine. I guess I'll start repeating from myself from here on, but like, you get the point, right?
Yes. Which is part of the reason why I just want to move on. Because the sooner we get this done, the sooner I can play a good game. Like Pokemon Black and White.
Let's play Kingdom Hearts, the first one.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
Fuck
You're
you.
Cool. And
Fuck you.
Did she even say anything good about Iris?
No.
I forgot Iris was part of the story.
She probably just thinks Iris is cute in that certain way.
Look, I don't care about the story, sure, but it's not because story in games doesn't interest me. It's because Pokemon's story is simultaneously bad in the most boring way possible and obscenely omnipresent and intrusive.
I disagree. You said Kingdom... honestly, I really don't believe you like story. You went and brought up Kingdom Hearts and you said you can skip half of it. Even though half of the game sets up things for the other half!
Yeah.
Like, you can't have I like story and then say you can skip half of Kingdom Hearts. That is not how it works. There's a reason why people have a problem understanding Kingdom Hearts. You don't understand Kingdom Hearts, Lily. You really don't. And I am dreading if I ever do the Kingdom Hearts retrospective. Because Lily has one. She has one.
I'll say, since I have a similar story allergy issue, it's because I'm not the kind of person who likes just any story. I like it when things are more pleasing to myself as well, and not having to consider how others might like a story differently. I like my story my way, and I have trouble separating otherwise. That is my issue. You are trying to pretend that this issue is actually a good thing and defines whether or not things are good or bad.
Lily is so annoying.
Years, Game Freak has gotten it into their head that Pokemon has to be a typical JRPG with a typical JRPG story, and so the story has commanded a lot more attention and imposes on the player every chance it gets. And like every incompetent writer in video games, Game Freak has simultaneously not changed how they write stories, nor have they dared bruise their ego by offering proper cutscene skip. Black and White are often praised for having the best story in a Pokemon game, and having listened to so many people say this, I genuinely did wonder if I'd missed something about it all those years ago. Even people who say the story is weak qualify it by saying it's still the best story a Pokemon game has ever had, but no, quite the opposite. They actually have the very worst. At the start, the story positions the idea that Pokemon training is unethical, but the player is actively discouraged from thinking about that at every point in the game. The player cannot speak, cannot interact with any of the characters outside of being ranted to, cannot make decisions about how they raise their Pokemon. Keeping a Pokemon at 0 happiness is still the most difficult task in the entire franchise. The usual token character who...
Okay, I wanted to say something, but she kept just continuing on and on and on.
Yeah?
One, why is it so wrong to keep a Pokemon at 0 friendship? Also, I also got distracted because I'm listening. I'm like, is that Kingdom Hearts music in the background?
Oh, the background music? Back it up.
Yeah, I need to back it up because I lost. All right, we're talking about story. Fuck you. You missed the entire goddamn story. You didn't even try to understand the story. Of course they're gonna think it's the worst. You didn't even bother.
And again, I'm not going to defend Pokemon Black and White or Black and White 2 as the best story. That's not the best part about it.
But no, quite the opposite. They actually have the very worst. At the start, the story positions the idea that Pokemon training...
The BGM is the opening theme from Black and White 2. Black and White 1. The scene where he's getting crowned.
Okay. I'm just saying this, like, this is very Kingdom Hearts themed, and I would not put it past Lily.
Is unethical.
Well, now you're not putting it past Game
actively
Freak.
Discouraged from thinking about that at every point in the game. The player cannot speak, cannot interact with any of the characters outside of being ranted to, cannot make decisions about how they raise their Pokemon. Keeping a Pokemon at 0 happiness is still the most difficult task in the entire franchise.
Okay! This has always been a thing in Pokemon! It's also been a thing in other JRPGs! Look at Legend of Zelda!
She's saying that in the sense that you can't interact with the ideology of whether or not Pokemon are abused because you naturally will easily gain friendship with your Pokemon.
Oh, also,
there's no way.
Also, Lily, why do you want to have 0 friendship with your Pokemon?
Not that she wants to, just that it would help interact with the idea that people can abuse their Pokemon.
Okay, you are, yeah, okay. You are turning around, but to me, I'm just like, okay, so you want the ability to be a dick. And you just think it, sorry, I'm just doing this, all I'm thinking of is, yeah, I would love to join Team Plasma.
Well, it's more, yeah, I'm not pretending that she wants to join Team Plasma. It's more that she wants the ability for the character's actions to matter in the story, which fair, actually. That's perhaps one of the biggest weaknesses of a silent protagonist in any story.
But at the same time, though, half the time that doesn't even matter, because, like, even if you do have a character that can speak, guess what? They are a character that has their own personalities and goals. You're not going to control the story anyways, because that's not really what games are about. That's never really what any game is about.
I could argue, like, again, if you did interact with the friendship system in a more meaningful way, or choose not to interact with it, sure, you're going to plow through the story anyways, and your character's still going to do the thing, but you as a player could feel something that, while not jamming up the game, does interact with the ideals by having Pokemon that don't like you.
Yeah,
it's an interesting idea. I don't know how well it would be ultimately executed, but ultimately, like, it would be interesting to conflict this ideal by having you have to struggle to gain friendship.
I don't know. I just feel like that would just take attention away too much. Fan game maybe that would work, but not for this. No, that will just be too much effort, too much time. It will muddy the story a bit, because don't forget, any time that it would take to work on that one would be time away from the main game, all the side content, all of that. And anyways, let's hurry this up. I want to be done with this.
Usual token character who treats Pokemon like tools is literally in Team Plasma, and furthermore, the game reassures the player very quickly that Team Plasma is completely full of shit. And those that are true believers are often given dialogue about how right they are and how dumb it is to disagree with them, and like, oh my god, don't they just sound like so arrogant? Despite being the plot of the game, the player is never once asked or even empowered to think about Pokemon battling and how you treat your Pokemon. Not once. The game doesn't even give you the chance to be a bad trainer. You can reduce your Pokemon's happiness all the way to 0 and make it hate you, but N's dialogue when he talks to your Pokemon is literally unable to take this into account. It's not like the game checks your friendship level, it's just hard-coded dialogue. So even if you try to be a bad trainer, the game just ignores it. And that's because, for obvious reasons, Game Freak doesn't want you thinking about the ethics of Pokemon battling. They write like J.K. Rowling, literally screaming in someone's ear, "Hermione, open your ears, they like being enslaved." Even N, the character the fandom falls over to praise, largely only talks about beliefs in the most vague, esoteric way possible. How he needs to confirm his beliefs, make people agree with him, yada yada yada. This isn't a game about ideas. It's about the idea of having ideas, which is weak. There's a point in the game where the main character's in—
No!
Again, ideas keep the world gray.
Here's the thing! The reason why N is looking for that one is reassurance, because when you start down— here's the thing! A lot of ex-religious people have to go through this, where they believe in something permanently, and wants to believe it being true. However, one reason or another, something gives them a slight doubt on it, and they may desperately try to search, like, no, I can't be wrong. There's other people that believe in me. This can't be wrong. I should be able to demonstrate it. And then in the process of that, they lost their faith. This happens a lot in the atheist community. There's a reason why the saying, the path to atheism is laden with red Bibles, is a thing. Because a lot of atheists used to be Christians. But the ideals got challenged and the beliefs changed in response to it. Because they want to know what is true. This is a common thing.
Yep.
It's like, when you have ideals and beliefs, you want it to be true most of the time. And that's what Anne wanted there. God damn it. Fuck. I hate Lily.
Counter Team Plasma, and in response to their rhetoric state that everyone has their own opinion and it's wrong to try and force others to conform to your opinion. Sorry, did I say a point? I meant every time Team Plasma shows their fucking face. It's about the only point the game has. It doesn't even ask you to consider Pokemon abuse, like, not once. Despite having an entire mechanic for it, it's never once put on the table. It answers that moral question for you very quickly, and the answer is, you're already doing the right thing. Don't think. Don't reconsider consuming our product. Please keep consuming product. It honestly felt weird playing through this. Like, am I in the fucking Twilight Zone? What am I missing? But then I had to pull back and remember this isn't a majority opinion. I'm not saying anything controversial. A lot of Pokemon fans bounced right the fuck off the Unova games. Gen 5 has a dedicated cult following that's like really aggy and defensive, but the games themselves are just not very good. And it's easy to see why. For all the features and all the bold new directions, the actual main game,
if I may,
the thing you have no...
Sure, I was hoping we could just get by, but...
I know, but that was a pretty defining thing. What actually happened was initial reception of this game was rough. The Pokemon designs were very different. The game, like the whole change of things, was very different from even Gen 4, and Gen 4 was going strong as the best Pokemon game in many people's minds. So initially, people were like, this is weird and different than I wanted. But as time went on and people calmed down about the new release and they had to, move on to being angsty about new releases elsewhere, people realized, hey, the gameplay is polished, the music slaps, the visuals are really incredible for a DS because it's an incredible integration of 2.5D, especially for Pokemon, who's never done that before.
At least not done to this extent.
Yeah.
Because we kind of had that on that one gym in Gen 4.
Mm-hmm. The obscene additions to this game, hidden ability, triple and rotational battles, the continuation of online competitive with the introduction of the new Pokemon, and the honing of old Pokemon with hidden abilities. The post-game content, PWT, which is more Black and White 2, but same difference. There is so much gameplay to this game to be committed to that once you get over that initial weird feeling that it's not quite like Generation 4 or like Pokemon in general in terms of art style alone, then you find out it's a great game that continues everything that worked about Generation 4 and polishes it, as I said.
I do wonder if... sorry.
It's not a cult following, it's everyone looking back on this and realizing we've judged a book by its cover. Oh no.
I will say this, part of me wonders if the initial reception to Gen 5 is what gave the president of Pokemon Company the idea that people don't want to play post-game. Which
is ironically because the post-game was the best part of Generation 5.
Yeah, no, genuinely. If you guys have not played Gen 5, play Gen 5. It is really good.
Like, even I, who haven't gone into it enough, have still seen enough information about it to know this game was meant to be played for years.
It has a fucking monthly cycle where you can change, the month will change, like, what season it is in. What season it is. And you can actually get to new areas and find new, items. Even new Pokemon.
They gave the heart and soul to continue making games that are meant to be played forever, but initial backlash caused them to rescind this feeling alongside... we'll get more into this in Gen 6, but basically there was a major shift in culture around the time of Gen 6 that started to make him a little too scared to exist.
I really hoped they do justice for the Gen 5 remakes, because if people can actually love that on release, which I know that's a big ask, but maybe we could get games like Gen 5 again.
Yeah, I mean, I know I personally misinterpreted ZA and how good or bad that is, but I don't know.
ZA was fine. I won't take that slander. Anyways,
yeah, I was wrong.
We're at the home stretch.
Let's finally finish this stupid.
Because everything else is locked behind it is terrible. It's a constant sequence of being dragged by the neck by every single character in the map, not being left to your own devices for a moment while characters all spout the exact same thing at you every single time, and a villain for whom his main philosophy is message board spam. And then there's the issue of the Pokemon themselves. Generation 5 had no returning Pokemon, and it was all new Pokemon, which is a bold decision, but it's also a big reason a lot of people bounced right off. A lot of people want to play with their favorites. This isn't a problem I have, honestly. I don't need a full team of my favorites, just the one will do. But this refusal to accept new Pokemon isn't a problem that any other generation has had. People find new favorites in the new generations all the time. Every gen births new fan favorites. So why did Gen 5 suffer? Well, because in the other gens, you get to experiment at your own desire. Generation 5 forces you to only use new Pokemon, and it's not immediately apparent where the fun ones are. You don't have any choice but to play the game their way, and nobody likes that attitude from any developer. The problem with Pokemon, like just as a whole, like as we continue on, has always come down to the senior devs at Game Freak, the game directors. The entire Pokemon series since Ruby and Sapphire has been directed by—
Sorry, just for some reason, just the fledgling. For some reason, the outline is gross to me.
Oh, I don't know.
Maybe you just can't see it as I do. I don't know. It's off-putting. I don't know what I don't like about it.
It's obviously modded to be high resolution.
Yeah.
Devs at Game Freak, the game directors. The entire Pokemon series since Ruby and Sapphire has been directed by two guys who are so clearly stuck in their ways and refuse to budge on anything. Masuda's answer for why the Battle Frontier, a niche but beloved feature, wasn't included in ORAS was kids are stupid and never put down their phones. Masuda clearly has a bug up his ass about a lot of things, and that's evident in the breakdown in this very game, where he has every character loudly and aggressively shout down any and all criticisms of the Pokemon world. This isn't just a rant against PETA and all the dogfighting jokes. This is a rant against anyone who wants to change Pokemon into something other than what he wants it to be. People who think Pokemon should conform to their views, at least from his perspective. I said earlier that the insistently simple dialogue is a reflection on the director, not Team Plasma. And it is. This is Masuda saying directly to you, if you think Pokemon should be something other than a typical JRPG, you're stupid, and you're a tyrant, and we hate you, and you're secretly evil, and you're an annoying twat with dyed hair. Okay, Boomer.
I mean, you are.
You? No, that's not... I swear, the amount of strawmanning she does is ridiculous. Because if that was the case, he would be out there trying to take down every fucking Pokemon ROM and fan-made game. That's not the case. And no, the reason why they have very basic ones is because they're just there to block you. They're not meant to have deep, complexing dialogue. We had the fucking dancing men line in Sinnoh, where they literally say, "Oh, we're here, we'll disappear one day, when, who knows?"
Yep. And roadblocks are a natural part of any RPG, because if you're free to bypass the story, when you come back to then do the story, you're likely going to be over-leveled and ruin the challenge. They want to challenge you to take the challenge at the level you're supposed to be taking the challenge.
There was also something else that I wanted to say, but I completely forgot about it, and honestly, I can't be bothered to care at the moment.
Yeah.
3 hours. This is Wiisonic that y'all game up with.
Job, again.
I hope to see all you guys again next time, where we tackle the Mega Gen.
The beginning of the end.